are live. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to
Hello.
today's episode of Dice and Dynamics. I'm your host, your lover and confidant, Fish. Here are my friends. Um,
Three of them at least.
so, a lot has happened since last session. Last session, the party managed to disrupt and get themselves in quite a bit of trouble. An auction turned south when Queothe revealed that she held a cage full of undead and had gathered the party and the other merchant princes into a room to kill them.
Shocker.
It resulted in the death of Ifan Talrura and Queothe, both at the hands of Duvaneth, though with much help from Solidago with Queothe.
You're welcome.
They also found out that Jessamine had taken the ledger that would condemn Layara Porter, though the party's more than well aware that it doesn't matter what's inside the ledger, they'll just use it for what they need. Over the week, we did some minor text roleplay in our Discord server that is linked below. Join it if you haven't joined already. We talk there.
It's fun. You can ask Fish questions without us finding out about them.
Oh yeah, and if you join the Discord, you'll be part of our top secret, super secret group channel thing where you can ask me questions. I open up about my DMing process, and you have access to all of the tabs that I have open right now. So over the week, it took place over the same night that the auction did. The party went home, touched base at Jabal's house, and infiltrated the house of Ifan Talrura. They discovered that he had been collecting Chulten artifacts, urns, vases, and had a collection of flying snakes. He had a jar with a brain inside of it that had legs. They discovered a feathered serpent that he had caged in one of his main rooms on the downstairs floor. They uncovered a terracotta-like cube featuring the visage of a crane flamingo-looking thing.
Which
They
Duvaneth currently has. Mark it down, Duvaneth.
I already added it to her inventory.
Okay, good.
they also came across a half-elf by the name of Cole. His name is in Chulten, but I'm not going to say it because I can't.
It's Koashoch, I think.
Koashok? Yeah, Koashok.
Or Cole for short.
Cole for short. They recovered some other items, and they also returned shortly afterwards to Ifan's to investigate a bunch of crates they found in the kitchen, unearthing a collection of milk bottles, vials of cough soup or cough syrup, pain medication imported from Waterdeep, and a variety of other items that Ifan had clearly been stockpiling. Also, the house was in disuse, and there was evidence that the consorts and Queothe made frequent visits there. They also recovered a painting and maquahitul that belonged to the family of Shago and Xanthi, and we are now opening up to the next morning at Jabal's house. A meager, very peasant-like breakfast has been served of porridge and a boiled egg and tea. Jabal and Azan have left early to go handle some businesses. The Golden Throne is being prepared that day for the group to give a presentation on why the food quarantine thing should be lifted. What are you guys talking about? Alita is not in the room. She is busy talking to Brixton somewhere.
So, how's everyone feeling?
Like shit. I'm sore as all hell.
You can say that several times over again.
I'm too lazy to.
Reasonable. But we had an eventful night. Almost felt like it lasted a month.
So, yeah, I'm glad it's over, but I don't think that the hecticness is going to stop.
No.
Of course not.
No, probably not.
Jet, have you put together what you're planning on
Shit.
presenting before the Golden Throne for the release of the hold on the imported food?
Well, I have a basic understanding of it. Yeah, it's essentially just showing them that it's not a foodborne illness, and it's pretty obvious because nobody's vomiting or shitting themselves everywhere. And the
That
fact
is
that
fair.
it only lasts a few days, not death.
Also,
Well, hopefully that'll be enough to convince them.
they tend to be pretty hygienic. The idea of getting shit or something on their hands and then cooking doesn't quite sound like Chilton's.
No, it does not, and that's why. Another reason why I don't think, because also we have eaten food here and over at the other fort, and we are not affected. Like, it, and we would for us, well, not you, Soul, because you've been here, but for me, Alita, and Devonith, we would be way more susceptible to any viruses that would be coming out of food, because we don't eat this at all. Doggy toy.
Well, this isn't anything I know anything about, but I trust you to handle it.
I appreciate that. It's going to be a rough one because I don't know. Is there even any other clerics on this island in this port except for was Queofe and I?
There was Grandfather Zatembe, but apparently he died, and that's something I want to figure out.
So
Personally.
so essentially, I'm pretty much the only person that can really speak to medical that we know of.
Well, there are doctors as well.
Oh,
I'm
that'll
sure.
help at least. Okay. I was kind of scared about that.
No, you're just the only one, blessed by a god.
I consider myself lucky. You do have a message in chat asking you to move closer to your mic. Jesus.
And then as far as getting those items identified, whoa, getting feedback on somebody. As far as getting those items identified goes, we're going to go to the Temple of Savros anyways, correct?
Yes, that's the plan, unless we had anyone else we could ask to identify them.
I wish, but nope, not me.
We could potentially ask Syndra, but I don't know if she skipped town after last night.
I wouldn't blame her, honestly.
So who's this? Who's the chick that ran away that we have to worry about today? Also.
That was Jessamine.
Oh yes, the assassin. Great. I'm excited.
She's. It should be interesting.
Oh, I'm ready. Speaking of that, I need to change some spells around. And I get to add I get to add one more spell.
Ooh.
Because we leveled up. Oh, by the way, chat, we leveled up to level 6.
So the really brief aside, the perks of having me as a DM is I made them go in a circle and compliment each other to get the experience to level up.
Was 100% worth, and it made us upset at happy sad at the end because we were literally saying goodbye to Alita.
Yeah. Which we're gonna also do.
Spoilers.
Well,
We said it in game
we
on
talked about
stream.
like, all game.
Keep talking.
So we have that. I still have the opal and the braces.
Yes, and I have. He'll like pull out the ring. I have Quaver's ring as well.
Yes, you have the ring and
Poster.
you can
And-
fucking keep the poster. I'm not wasting
Yeah, I'm
another
not
thing
touching
just to be
that.
told it's a fucking light spell. Wait,
Well, I'm sure it's more complicated than a light spell. It probably like moves or something when you say a command word. I am disappointed we couldn't check out the Makahito. That's hard to say. Makahito. But unfortunately, that had to go back. Well, not
Yeah,
unfortunately.
well, it definitely did not belong to us, so.
It did not. Not in the slightest.
And then,
go ahead.
The other thing we need to consider is one. I mean, it's pretty obvious that anybody who's informed on this is pretty sure that whatever the sickness is coming from the jungle, and Alba's out there. So we should probably plan on seeing what equipment we can find available with Port Nyanzaru being in the state that it's in.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd like to pick up healer's kit just to have on hand because not having one last night was a little bit.
I actually do have one. So I have one in my pack. It came with it.
Let me rephrase. I would like to have one.
No, I understand. I'm just letting you know. In case something happens, I have one that you can pull from.
I appreciate that, Jet.
Of course.
Mr. Jet.
Oh, please, just call me Jet. I think we've seen enough battle that we literally can talk shit to each other and it'd be perfectly fine. By the way, I'm an idiot. I just remembered that poster is not evocation; it's transmutation.
Yes.
So that's definitely not the light spell.
No, you said as much. I'm wondering if there's something hidden under the image.
That's what I thought as well when I realized I'm an idiot and thought of the wrong spell.
And then, what was the ring again?
That one is evocation.
I thought you said it was abjuration.
Abjuration, I believe, might be mine. Oh wait, the opal and the stuttering have abjuration met. Fish, can you clarify?
What am I clarifying?
Okay, so back in the chat, you said, oh wait, the stone recovered from Afan glows with evocation. Is that my stone?
There's only one stone that you recovered, if I
Okay.
remember.
But then you said the opal and the ruby-studded ring are abjuration. Is that one item?
Yeah, that's one item.
Okay.
Can you guys
Reconnect?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, got you.
Okay, so I have
So yours is
a
abjuration.
ring that has opal and rubies on it.
Yes, it's abjuration. I have evocation. Jason has Duvaneth has transmutation.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I knew which one you meant in the chat, but Soul wouldn't know, so I didn't say anything.
no, it's fine. You sound. I think you pulled your mic away too far again. You sound soft and hollow.
Well, no, that was just me talking quietly because I was sheepish.
Ah, got it. So we have those 3 items that. And the braces. That's a full thing. Which. Sam, I don't. Fish, I don't think you gave me the school when I found them.
There you are.
No, I did not.
Okay.
It was just magic as far as I could tell.
Okay. All right. And these ones, they're magical item. It's a magical item, so it's not going to really give off a good reading of what it is. So.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well then.
Yeah, so we can go do that. We can get ready for the wedding, which is happening in 3 days?
2 days.
2 days, oh shit.
3 days.
3 days, yay!
Okay.
What else do we gotta do?
Well, Alita should theoretically be feeling better today, so we could ask her whenever she wakes up.
Oh yeah. Want to make sure her wounds are not that bad.
Yeah. From what I remember reading about for adventurers, succubus and incubus kisses are knock you down pretty hard, but you should be okay after a good night's rest.
Okay, well, we'll see how she's feeling. What else? Should we go see Zonthi and Shago and check on them?
I figure we'll see them at the wedding, but I wouldn't mind stopping by to make sure they're alright.
Yeah, that's advisable. I need to ask Shago for that compass that I handed him.
I remember the compass.
Very good.
Oh, that was hilarious.
And if, Devon, if you're suggesting we go back into the jungle again, would it be pertinent to get a map?
Yes. Well, if we're going to be going into the jungle, it's Shago's hand-drawn maps aren't going to get us across the peninsula.
Yeah. And also, his handwriting was a little bit atrocious.
Oh,
Hey,
fuck.
Jason, can you reconnect?
I can see everybody. I can see everybody but you, Fish.
That's why you gotta reconnect.
Here, actually, I'm just gonna flat out do a.
Oh,
No, I
God.
can.
What's up? Oh,
No, he's
sorry you.
reloading.
The reconnect fixed it, Jason.
Well, it's too late.
There we go. Hard reload.
So
I gave the page an F5.
So since we're waiting for Jason to come back, I got Spellbreaker now. Every time I cast a healing spell, I can remove an effect. I can end the spell.
That's kind of broken, honestly. Arcane character.
It has to be a spell, and you have to match the level, though. That's the important part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hard part. But it's still fucking cool as hell.
Equal to or lower than the layer. Yeah, that's fine.
There we go. I see Fish now. Duvaneth will say, Shago's hand-drawn maps won't get us across the continent. And then she'll also say...
Thank you, Omega, for subscribing. I appreciate you, bud. Welcome back.
Shit, I can't remember where I was at before.
Map. Going out into the jungle. I had remarked on how bad Shago's cursive is.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Regardless. Oh yes, I need some new clothes. As the ones I was wearing, Azan kind of bled all over them.
Yeah, I think we might need to go get some clothes. I do have all those gems that I need to get the exact amount for, so we could probably use those.
Possibly. It might be difficult buying and selling non-essential goods at the moment.
Duvaneth's face gets kind of like a little bit sullen, and she'll say, "We could, if we really, really, really need money, or if on stockpiled a bunch of stuff, we could potentially barter with like the yeast and foodstuffs. It's kind of dark, but I bet it would work."
I would rather go without new clothes.
Well, we're going to a merchant prince's wedding. We can't go there in bloody clothes or naked.
Didn't
This
Zonzi
isn't
supply us new clothes anyways?
this isn't about fancy clothes. I'm talking about like the clothes that I wear when I'm like.
Oh, well, commoners' clothes, like travelers' clothes, should be a lot more easy to find than fancy.
Yes, yeah, I have an outfit for that. I currently don't have an outfit for adventuring, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
We could probably use the gems for that then, because that's probably easy.
I have some gold left. I could try to.
Well, why waste your gold when I have gems that don't belong to us? Just use them.
Because, Jet, we don't know if people are going to be willing to buy and sell them right now.
Also, there was quite some. There seems like there's quite a process around purchasing or selling gems, and they might know that they're
Oh,
not
yeah, you're
exactly.
right. I forgot about that. Okay, well, we'll see what we can buy for what we got.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case, I can go get my vestiges and just wear those for a couple days.
Well, that's not what helps Devoneth, though. We'll figure something out, Devoneth.
Again, as long as people are willing to take money, I can buy some traveling clothes. It's just
Mm-hmm. Shopping. I need to get the healer's kit anyway, so shopping. So going out and doing an errand run wouldn't be too out of the realm of possibility, I believe.
When would you guys like to do that?
I was planning on doing it during the downtime listed in the order. Is when I was planning on doing it. Because part of it is going to be finding clothes that Dubaneth will want to wear.
That too.
The Alita still hasn't returned, but Cole will reconvene with the group as they get ready and leave to go talk to the merchant princes at the Golden Throne.
Good morning.
Awesome.
Good morning.
Oh, we get to hear Koashok's voice.
You guys meander through the streets of Port Nyanzaru. The walk to Golden Throne isn't that difficult. The house of government, for lack of a better word, for Port Nyanzaru is mounted high up on a defensible hill, a moat surrounding it, and it takes a heavily guarded bridge to cross it. You're all given a glance over by pretty rough-handed Chultan guards before you're allowed to go through. You are allowed to bring weapons. That seems to have been a special decree given to you by one of the merchant princes. The guards don't divulge who. But you all walk into a gorgeous, as I drag tokens over.
Everyone should be able to drag over their own tokens. So you don't
Okay,
have to worry
cool.
about it.
Mine would be a square. So
It would not. Just drag it over. It'll automatically change.
It's gorgeous marbling, gold plated over everything, and every ounce of light is reflected back tenfold. And given the direct, strong heat of the sun, it's very bright in here. Pillars support every 10-20 feet. Gladiators, handsome, beautiful Chultan men and women in nice cotton quilted tunics, stand and between every other pillar, steadily watching the group. As you walk in that opening foyer, you see Ekene Offa's husband, her two sons, identical twins who look smack dab exactly like her. You see Azon, you see Niddy, you see kind of the various merchant prince families, Shago, other people like that who give you all very respectful nods before retiring to a side room.
How does Shaka look?
Good. Tired. He looks a lot less stressed. He definitely looks like he's had a good night's sleep.
That's good.
I have no idea where I'm supposed to be dragging my token from. Oh, thank you, whoever did that. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's legit your like your character sheet. You just drag it over. Like your
so
token's connected.
you walk the long, narrow, gilded walkway towards the dead center. Well, not dead. At the very end of the tunnel is the seating area on a almost pedestal. You see the various merchant princes all lounging around on couches and pillows. A servant has delivered an array of fresh fruits, drinks. There's a bottle of imported champagne waiting to be opened, and they're all looking very expectantly at the group as they approach.
So we'll give a proper bow. Merchant princes.
Jet will bow.
Kojak will give a very light bow.
Duvaneth will go ahead and hang back.
Hang
A-
10.
One of the gladiators approaches, taking a step onto the first level. Merchant princes, a matter has been presented to you by the hands of this adventuring group, Duvaneth Elenos, Gimbul, Silidago Semper, and Koashach. Thank you for your time, and we'll take a respectful step back. Jabal is leaning in a solitary chair, and he'll take it upon himself to motion the group forward
So we'll move
to
forward.
emerge and step onto the pedestal.
They approach.
Duvaneth is
approaching-
still all the way in the back.
Oh boy.
And yes, like I said, she's hanging back, like by the door.
I love
Just,
it. I
like-
love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly because I don't want to prod Jessamine any, like, so I'm giving her space, she's giving me space. We're all good.
Everybody
A
Gucci.
whole several dozen feet.
Sintra Sylvain is standing. Her face is exposed, but her hands look a little bit more decrepit than they did just the day before you saw her. She's tapping her fingers on the nightstand, and Xanthi will please bring Duvaneth forward. It's impolite not to have the entire party to be addressed.
Jet will look back.
If Duvaneth wishes to step aside to mingle with the consorts and children, by all means, she may be allowed.
So we'll look back to Duvaneth. You're muted.
She'll shrug slightly and walk out.
Jessamine will glance over the group. Completely indifferent face. Xanthi and Ikene Afa are situated on the same couch. Ikene Afa kind of has her head and body swiveled with the back to Xanthi, and the older woman is kind of going through and picking at her hair with a hair pick, getting the hair situated and all that. Xanthi will speak first. Thank you for sparing the time to come and meet us, especially in an official capacity. I would be the first to say that your reputation precedes you, as do our personal meetings. I am pleased to hear your proposal. Speak when you are ready.
Jet will look at the rest of the group.
So we'll give a little thumbs up.
Dubaneth looks at Jet.
Of course you do. Jet will take a step forward. Merchant Princes. He's gonna look at the guard and go, I apologize, but my name is actually Jetlandia, from the Landia family of Neverwinter. I went by Gimbal to mostly keep my family's name intact for... Obviously, my brothers are a lot more adventurous than I, but in this official capacity, I want at least my words to have more weight than a simple name that sounds not what it should be, which is mine. We are here to talk about the lifting the ban on the food import. I have seen what this has done to a few of your guards, and I can tell you for sure this is not a food-borne illness. A food-borne illness mostly attacks your stomach, it makes your stomach reject it, and you essentially have rejection, either through the mouth or out the other end. And pretty much for the most part, it lasts maybe a week or less. And the fact that you are having death does not make sense. Especially for me, an Air Genasi of Neverwinter, who has never stepped foot on this island.
Xanthi is going to lift her hand.
Yes.
We never thought it was a foodborne illness.
It was brought to me. I heard someone mention it. I apologize if I don't fully remember who.
No. When we held the discussion on the... She'll turn and nod to the other merchant princes. Jabal will give a nod forward. Kenioff is kind of like there in spirit, and Jessamine will motion her hand, then give a curt nod. We know that it isn't foodborne. We do have an understanding of how foodborne illnesses carry. It's one of the most popular illnesses to strike Chult. The reason we dropped the embargo is to prevent contagions infecting the rest of the world, and to prevent less bodies in Port Nyanzaru. And Jabal, lean in. We also dropped the embargo as a way to isolate and prevent the Zentarum from gaining support and reinforcements. We're trying to drive them out of the city.
Well, I apologize for not knowing the full amount of the information and conversations you have all had, so excuse me for that.
You're excused.
I understand wanting to get the Zentarum out of Chult. That makes complete sense. I've seen what they can do obviously on the Sword Coast, so it makes sense. But you need to understand that it doesn't look like it's any other way of being contagion. It's not jumping from person to person. All of us here would probably be susceptible to anything Chult wants to throw at it, yet I'm standing here bruised, beaten, but not sick. If anything, I would probably have been the first. I'm definitely not sick at all with what I have seen. But you're also having this ban on food is also causing a problem to your people, which you have obviously seen. And the fact that Kweothe is no longer with us, there's no other people to provide food that you can be certain is clean with a spell. I can do it, sure, but I can only do it so much.
A silence falls over them as they all take in the information. Most of you note, especially Jet and Duvana, that Syndra, her finger tapping stops each time that you talk about the contagion of the illness, and then when you move on, she keeps tapping again. She looks agitated.
She was the one that Alita mentioned had a like an undead like tinge to her, right?
No.
That was the other one.
What was the other one?
Um,
I don't remember.
Doesn't
The pale lady.
Oh, okay.
Zombie, will lean back. The lack of food to our citizens was a decision in part that we feel might have been done too soon. The influence of Queothe was, she'll glance over to Jessamine, stronger than we had predicted. However, we are in a prime position to drive out the influences over Chult that have been rotting it to the core. Well, the people starving in Port Nyanzaru is better to Port Nyanzaru dying again from other things. And when she says that, Jabal will lean back. He kind of shifts in his seat. And you see Akene Alpha still, but not say anything.
Did Jabal move as in to like control his emotion?
It's a fair assumption to make.
to be not to discredit your opinion, Prince, but the issue of the Zentarum seems like a smaller issue in comparison to costing your people their lives here.
Perhaps to you.
Then is it an issue of pride, or is it...
It's an issue of preserving everything I've lived for.
But I don't think you understand. I believe you understand the Zentarum, but I don't think you understand the magnitude of what you're doing. By taking the food away from your people, you're giving them not enough strength to fight back to aid in getting rid of them. So for the fact if your people die, the only people that are left are you and the Zentarum. And there are plenty of them in the Sword Coast, which means it's you, 6, and your family, versus the army that will come and take it over. If you want them to get out, feed your people, get them strong, and get them in swords. Making them waste away does nothing when the Zentarum have their own smuggling lines and they can get food anytime they want. You're doing nothing but hurting yourself.
It would be possible for the Zentarum to just sneak by and feed them and make the people more reliant on the Zentarum if the Zentarum are providing food but you're not.
You become the problem, not the solution.
You all bring up a very good point. However, Jabal here can confirm that smuggling things into Chult, into Port Nyanzaru, is blissfully very fucking difficult. Between the giant dragon turtle in our bay and the only possible safe landing location for ships is currently rampant with pirates, and even then, it's a 2-week walk through the jungle towards Port Nyanzaru with our gates. I'm confident that smuggling, especially food, by Zentarum is difficult.
Yes, but then the game becomes who outlasts the other. You 6.
Also, they could simply bring in a cleric, couldn't they? A cleric capable of casting great food or water.
They become the heroes and you become the villains. And Port Nyanzaru becomes a Zentarum.
The people of Chult aren't going to turn to the Zentarum.
How do you know?
She gestures to her face.
Which princesses again?
Xanthi.
Yeah. Still makes his face back. To be.
Duvaneth will say, "I." Duvaneth will step forward slightly and say, "We've already seen this effect. It's if you look at Fort Balorian. Currently, the leader there is Commander Porter. She's cultivated a good relationship with the Chultans in that area. Prior to her tenure at Fort Balorian, there was a crueler, a meaner, just a
dick working there.
Yes, in charge of the fort, and the local population warred against him. But through subtle changes and manipulations, the Flaming Fist cultivated a good relationship with the locals and stopped the attacks on the fort. That's just a small showing of what even the smallest kindnesses can do if you're trying to truly expel these people from Chult. If you are truly trying to expel these people from Chult, you can't give them any ground to win over the hearts and minds of the people that you want to fight against them. And that's what you're doing by not feeding them.
Again, this very palpable silence. Ikene Afa speaks after a moment, and she'll... The Flaming Fist is different. The Flaming...
What the fuck is that? Oh, it's cool.
I think we just lost Fish.
Yeah, we did.
Uh-oh.
Fish looks like she's about to sneeze. I love the Merchant Princes, but I fucking hate them.
God, they fucking suck.
No, it's like we step up and they're like, we're gonna starve the people, and Duvaneth's like, oh boy, here I go kill it again.
This is a new democracy, bitch.
Like, oh, okay, so you think this isn't an issue of pride. Also, thank you, Mark's Monkey. I have no idea who you are, but
It's
Okay.
it's Victoria.
Oh, thank you, Victoria.
I'm back. Sorry about that. My internet keeps...
You're good.
No, that's okay.
It was really cute. You looked like you were about to sneeze.
It sounded
Aw.
like Jabal was about to clap back at something.
No, it was not.
No, it was a Keneafa.
It was a
Ikene Afa saying the Flaming Fist is differently, and Duvaneth's just there filing her nails. Because fucking, I got something for that.
Ikene Afa talk. The Flaming Fist is different from the Zentarum. The Zentarum are guards by desperate choices that my people had to make to keep us alive and safe. They've infiltrated our ways of life. They stand at the Colosseum, and there's just not enough people in Chult to defend it. The Flaming Fist has taken most able-bodied and put them into the mines.
So
We have cultivated a positive relationship with the Flaming Fist. I have met Liara Porter, but we're still under the thumb of the Zentarum and Flaming Fist.
So you'll.
However,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm deeply apologetic, Jet. However, Xanthi, I deeply apologize. I would much rather be under the thumb of the Zentarum and the Flaming Fist than to starve. Xanthi doesn't respond, but her eye twitches a little bit, and Jabal, over the time you guys have come accustomed to his tells, but he looks at a Kene Alpha and he gives this very small, tiny nod.
Just the tiniest of like air fist pounds.
Yay, I see Muty.
Oh, I don't see Muty.
You gotta reconnect. You gotta reconnect. Fish might need to also.
Oh, don't worry about it. There we go.
So
But
Jet will hear that and look back at them, at the whole group, and go, so those are your choices, essentially. I'm willing to make food until you can get these ships back here, but to starve you lose. That's essentially your answer. To feed, you can grow your army and grow your people to push them out.
you stand a chance.
And if these Entarim are as numerous as you say, it would not matter if you starve them out because your people would die first, leaving you open to attack.
Fucking love it. I love that voice.
Hi, I'm
Goddamn.
Fish. I'm a homosexual.
Honey! Jesus! Ah, my heart. Okay.
Braun would love to meet him.
No comment.
What did you say, Muty? I literally was not listening to the thing you said.
Basically,
Let me hear it from Muty. Sorry.
no, you're okay.
Do you need a moment to like recollect yourself?
Fish got all swoon and shit.
Same though.
Korozok basically said that, and if you were to starve out your people, it wouldn't matter because the rest of them would die first, and those that would be left would be the Zentarum, and Xanthi would be completely open to attack.
A terse silence will follow the merchant princes. And right as Xanthi leans in to respond, Jabal shifts forward in his seat, and as merchant prince over the guides and mercenaries, I am going to hereby put forward a vote. Lift the food embargo, but heavily control the import and export with more guards, Chulten guards. We'll take from the Gladiator, the Colosseum. Maybe we can call on the help of that, he was very pretty. And Xanthi will kind of like, which one? We've talked to a lot of pretty things. And Jabal's like, no, but the hair. He was wearing a cloak and Chult.
Not Azan.
Yes, Cedrin and his faction was landed.
Oh, I did not know that was a
The
thing.
pretty one.
He's a pretty boy.
With his cloak.
The pretty one. You're
And the
welcome.
hair.
And the hair.
Jason's gonna be a magic girl soon enough.
He already is a magic girl. What are you saying?
That is true. Also, it's just like heavily controlled and or Cedrin bringing food in and out. He's powerful arcanist, and he's just a trucker now, I guess.
He gets the hat and everything. Yeah, well.
I think that we should agree as well to that proposal. And what we'll do is we'll ask on them for help with controlling the export and import. Start to veer the power more into our hands. Xanthi, again, opens her mouth to speak, and Jabal just goes in again. And likewise, I'm still going to refuse entry into the jungle. I believe that there have been less than positive third-party influences or forays into the jungle that I have not sanctioned, and I want to make sure that retribution is brought upon them. Xanthi, again, and that he goes to, and he's like, thirdly, he'll pause.
It's like a sitcom.
Yeah. Get fucking dunked on Zombie from like to fucking starve your people out because he can't fucking take a hit.
Likewise, Xanthi, I know that you enjoy seeing families starve to death. However, you also know what it's like to lose your family, don't you? Do you want to lose another one? That's my motion to put forward. I will take voting now.
Jesus.
Xanthi, you have never seen such strong emotion as what is going over her face now. She is
Going on a face
broiling
journey.
mad.
Jet,
She
like,
has
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
no, she's just skipped every emotion and gone straight into white, hot anger.
Ouch.
Jet to himself was like, I do have healing spells for that burn.
So a servant will come by and so thank you for the tea.
Awkward.
Akene Alpha will raise her hand first. I'm in favor of lifting the food ban and contacting the Cobalt, Cedron, and that compact woman for their help.
I don't have her mug. I could tell her name if I had her mug. Like
Kosh will raise his hand.
Cobalt Lambert. Fuck.
Jesus. The compact one.
The compact one.
And aside, this is my favorite part of having a persistent campaign thing is just dunking on your guys' previous NPCs.
Dunking on Penny. Of all
The
people.
compact one.
The one that can help these fuckers the most. Okay, go off, I guess.
Kosh will raise his hand as well.
Yes. They all look at Koashok.
Yes.
Oh,
Do you-
Koashok, I don't think we're voting.
Oh.
Oh shit, I didn't even realize that's what they're doing.
He was voting.
Anyways, I support lifting the food ban. I support lifting the quarantine with the caveat of stronger export and import. And we'll contact the faction for help. Maybe organizational help as well. Someone to help Zindar manage this.
I think they're called the Flights. It's not the Flight Brew. It's
I thought that was the name of the themed mugs that they had.
yeah, it's the Flight Brew, but it's the Flight something.
Oh, the flight dude. No,
The Flight Group. The Flight Group.
oh, the flight group. Perfect. Damn it.
Cobalt will remember this, you motherfuckers. All of them are gonna die.
He's not here, fucker.
I know.
Somewhere, Cobalt just sneezes. It's just fuck.
Where's my whistle, bitch?
Syndra will likewise raise her hand. Xanthi looks over at Jessamine, who looks back at her and holds her hand out in a horizontal line. Xanthi puts her hand down low, and one of the gladiators steps up to take count. 1, 2, 3.
I know how to count.
He takes another count. He makes a face. The merchant princes have voted in favor for lifting the food embargo, contacting a third party for help, and increasing stricter guidelines on exports and imports. They'll take a step back.
Well,
Merchant princes open the bottle of champagne.
So we'll give a
Pardon my
slight
forwardness.
little fist bump to Jet.
he does as well. And Jet will go, and Jet will get the fist bump and then go,
He'll exploit it.
I appreciate your time. if I may ask for one small favor, if you're going to be contacting my family and his friends.
Can I also... Yeah, what's up?
Don't let him know I'm here.
Wasn't gonna.
I appreciate you.
He's,
I do have
he's...
one question.
Mm,
May I get this in writing?
depends. Oh, in writing, yes. A contract will be drawn. We'll make sure to have it in common in Chulton.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Of course.
Well, you all have a good one. We will make our leave, I guess.
You
IG?
turn and make your leave. As you pass by, Azan and Shaga will creep out of the concert and children's room and give the group a thumbs up. Shaga will reach out and slide his hands, trying to get some high fives going.
Oh, Soul takes that fucking high five.
He brings it in.
Koshak looks.
Can we please go for this high five? I'm curious about how well this high
Oh my
five
god,
goes.
please
Yes.
please hit each other in the face. Please hit each other in the face.
You
Please.
may make
Goddamn.
Yes! An 8! Come on! Yes, yes.
He limp wrists goes and his hand slides off. It is the worst high five you've ever had.
Oh,
One more time?
Okay, yeah, one more time.
Okay, yeah, this didn't happen. Fuck yeah!
Shago
see a
doesn't. Shago doesn't really do it. The next high five isn't that great from his angle, but you slide in, you interlock your fingers, you like shake once, you like pound it both ways. You bind it in a fist pump.
this whole
and you-
sentence.
and then like and Shago just kind of like his hands were involved. Beautiful handshake from you. Amazing.
He fall. Ah, I've got it in my mouth. He like slides back and does like finger wands out the door.
Reconnect, Sam.
Roll 20's being a shit. Either I get muty or I get fish. Like literally, it keeps kicking me from both of you.
Okay, hold it. I have everyone but fish, right? Oh, I have everyone now. But
Unless anything else has to be addressed.
No.
You guys leave the Golden Throne and find yourselves again on the street of Port Nyanzaru.
All right, buddy.
Whew, I almost thought I sent you to the wrong map.
oh, I've done that before. It's terrifying.
Yeah. We'll take a brief break here, I guess.
All right. All right. Give me 1 second.
I
Be right back, guys. Hi, guys.
Hey
Y'all
guys!
can't see me, but I am doing a dramatic magical girl pose.
You are.
The streets of Port Nyanzaru are a bit more clustered, and so is the Temple of Savros. There's cots, sleeping arrangements, tents set up just outside of the temple. Families walk by, children run past you. And you can see a few of the acolytes moving between tents and shoddy sleeping arrangements, passing out necessities. The acolyte that you've seen a few times before, Desmond DeGallo, is currently being followed by Claudia, the bodyguard of Volothemp, as the two of them pass out toys for the children. They'll perk up as they notice the group and kind of slowly start to navigate towards them.
Them towards us?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Do we know these people?
Yes and no.
Briefly.
We do.
Acquaintances.
Okay.
Hello.
Mr. Desmond, Miss Claudia.
Hi, you guys are alive. That makes sense. I figured that out.
Barely, but how may we help you?
No, I just haven't seen you in a while. How are you guys? There's a lot's happened, huh? Yep.
Yes, we heard about Zatembe. I'm so sorry to hear about that.
Yeah,
Are you okay?
Oh, Desmond.
my cat died.
Oh.
I'm sorry, dear.
I'll lean back, put a hand over his mouth.
Jesus Christ, Sam.
Did you kill Leomond?
How did if I may ask, how did the cat die?
His face twists with emotion. Claudia glares at Jet over Desmond.
He's literally ignoring it. This is Jet trying to figure shit out.
It doesn't matter. Well, we were actually hoping to I was hoping to find out more about Grandfather Zatembe's death, and we also found some interesting magic items we were hoping to get identified.
Yeah, I can identify them. He'll start walking back into the temple. Come and follow me. Claudia's like,
Jet will whisper over to Soul. I'm asking because if the cat is affected as well, we might have an answer.
That is fair. But he seems a little bit broken up about it, so I wouldn't bring it up quite yet. Let's get everything done first.
Zatembe, he had been suffering with, dementia for a while now, but over the past few weeks he started rapidly atrophying. There was significant memory loss, and it might have been some form of latent blood disorder or something like an advanced trench foot, but he...
An advanced trench foot. I'm sorry, that shouldn't be funny.
But he just died in his sleep after a few days of agony.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's fine. We helped him ease,
Of course. Do you think it had anything to do with the current situation? I remember seeing posters about an upcoming plague from you guys.
Oh, yeah, that was Zatembe who predicted that. He had a pretty nasty set of dreams. Red-robed figures swarm again, corrupting the heart of Ubteo, the heart of the land. The plague, a figure warned him about it. Pretty dark stuff, but...
The heart of Ubteo and the heart of the land, infected by red robes. Interesting.
He'll walk you guys into the room and then to a side room. And and it's this like large archive of scrolls and tomes, and he'll navigate, kind of idly talking as he pulls a very thick-bodied, like half an Alita tome, slaps it on the table. The table veers a little bit,
Still
dust
attached, yeah.
clouds out, and he. This is in a compendium of every magical item that has been found throughout history.
Oh.
That's impressive.
Can you put down the objects you want me to identify?
Oh yes, of course. So
Okay.
we'll put down the ring.
Jet will put down the bracers first. He'll hold the stone for now.
Okay, we'll start with the bracers. Start with B.
Oh my god. This is okay. This is yep.
Is there a way to do this magically?
Why would I do it magically?
I assumed that since you all were divination wizard diviners, you would have a spell that would make it go a little bit faster.
I'm ritual casting it.
Oh,
I can't waste a spell slot.
No,
No,
that's
that's
very
reasonable.
smart, and we appreciate that.
What color is that? Oh, iridescent blue green.
Duvaneth will walk the lengths of the bookshelves, just looking at tomes or whatever.
can we pass it like 9 minutes later?
Uh,
A few moments
9 minutes
later.
skip. Solidago has a beard.
Which is really weird. It's just, it's like, do you want
He just clips it.
Yeah. So put down that fake beard that you found. Damn, I never get to wear it.
We're having fun.
We need that
This
photo
is the bracers of archery, and that's a ring of fire resistance.
Oh, that's useless to me. Does it?
now. Duvana.
If someone already has resistance to fire, like just because you're a gold dragon, for example, would that stack, or would it simply
Ate it.
be useless?
I think it would be useless.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
Duvana.
Duvaneth will stride up, having removed the poster from her bag.
Awesome.
Oh, do you want me to identify that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, prestidigitation. They put that on all those posters to keep them clean.
Oh,
He does that without even looking at the book.
Jet's gonna look at him real quick.
Oh God! Oh no! Damn it!
Duvaneth will look at it and be like, "Why did they have to? You know what?" And she'll drop it.
Literally, I've waited all week to just make a jacking off joke.
It's a jizz joke. You gotta keep it clean.
Jet's gonna like gently pick up the corner and be like, "Apparently, you know about these," and he's gonna put it right in front of Desmond. Anyways, he's
I'm
gonna.
not interested in this, and will.
Oh no, please! And he puts it back. He pushes back. He's trying to push it back.
Oh, no! Please! I think you'd get more out of this, right? And he's.
Jet's gonna just look at him for a second. I'm gay.
So am I.
No way!
That's exactly how it goes.
I gotta make notes.
Exactly how
Desmond
it
will
goes.
pick up the corner of the poster, look around wildly.
So we'll
Solidago.
take it and rip it in half.
Okay, that was a bit abrupt.
That
Anyway.
was vintage.
I don't have.
That was
lending.
a piece of Chulten artwork that has been around since before.
But people have been jacking off on
Can
it.
I please
How long?
insight? Can I please insight to see if he's fucking with him?
Go for it.
Shit!
He's deadly serious.
Oh my god.
Duvanith is going to look at him flatly and be like, it emphasizes the legs. We know it's from the Sword Coast, or at least of Sword Coast style, so that can't be true.
Well,
Shit.
the Sword Coast has existed for a long time, hasn't it?
I mean, I suppose so.
You're good.
And the historical and cultural influence of Sword Coast, even without the colonialism and imperialism, has been noticed to some aspect, hasn't it?
I don't know. Well, I'll just say this: I don't know if
Fucking
even if all of that is true, if that qualifies something like that as an artifact.
Either way, the braces of archery you see here are a pretty rare artifact. These belong to the hummingbird warriors that defended the Chulaton tribe. This is probably one of the only few remaining specimens of it. Well, besides the one at the graveyard of the hummingbirds.
Oh.
The graveyard hummingbirds?
That was a lot of words.
Duvoneth,
They're very special.
braces of archery. They're meant for you.
Well,
No, they're not.
no, they're definitely not, because they're for hummingbird warriors, and also that probably means if I put them on, I'd be cursed to hell, Jet.
Is there a curse on it, Desmond?
I think that assumption is steeped in some Sword Coast phobias of Chult and Chultan artifacts. We don't deal in curses very often.
Oh no, this isn't. No, it's not like that. I just don't trust.
You don't trust what?
Like magic in general. Like, so like I've always and she'll like step back and like outstretch her hands and be like, okay, you know what? Never really had a chance to unpack this with anybody who might actually know. Like, okay, so they say that you like attune to it, and that's always kind of skeeved me out. Like in what way is it connecting with you, and in what way does like information like flow back to who made it, or something? Like there's something off about it. I just would imagine it would just be.
He leans in. I've talked at length with my boyfriend and my sister about this. I'm so glad you understand. The attunement process. What are you doing? Is it taking a part of your soul and mingling with it? Do you lose parts of yourself every time you attune to an item?
Oh my god.
I have no. You seem like you would know better than I, but I'm just saying.
This is ridiculous.
Adventurers are out here just like grabbing stuff and attuning to it. Why? For what purpose? Like
exactly.
Apparently, it's to
I
kill
would
dragons,
never do that.
according to my brother.
Also, I have the poster marked down as a poster of Jizz Resistance.
Please stop. It's broken. It's gone. You killed it.
Yeah, I've already marked it down as broken as well.
You kept it.
One second.
You sick fuck.
Oh hell yeah!
I gotta check my dad in.
Poster of Jizz Resistance.
Well,
Le poster Resistance.
there you go, guys. We finally got to the Duvanith is afraid to attune to items bit because
Great.
He's been waiting for this.
We literally have an item specifically for you that you will never use.
it's not that she won't use it. It's that she would have to be put in such a situation where she's like, yeah, I'm going to need that.
And it's going to be sitting there and she's going to have to wait an hour to do it. Guess we'll put it in our pack.
Either way, for the bracers of archery, I would suggest turning them into literally anybody. I'm sure that Xanthi would be more than willing to give a reward for recovering such a priceless artifact.
Yeah, I like Xanthi, but then we're not really on good terms right now.
But it is a good idea. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Nobody's on good terms with the merchant princes.
Yeah, that's fair. Mr. Jet, if I described an item to you, would you be able to identify it for the most part?
Me?
Oh, Mr. Desmond. I said Mr. Jet.
If you describe it very well, yeah, I could probably do that. This book has images.
Oh, that's good to know.
It
So
has
it would be
pictures.
a macajito.
Okay.
Makahapo.
It has a triceratops with blowing blue flame on one side, with a hummingbird in its nest.
Protecting its nest with the eggs just peering over the edge. Yes, I.
And also there are runes embedded in
Yeah, the obsidian teeth.
in the obsidian teeth.
No, I know which one you're talking about. Just give me 1
The
second to find
picture
it.
in the book says belongs to Shago. Fuck off.
When while he's searching and speaking with Soul, Duvanith is going to lean over to Jet and say, "What about the stone?"
I was about to, but Soul wanted to ask questions, so I just let it happen.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that you were like not withholding it because you like
Oh,
thought
no.
something was sketchy.
No, it's what's on it. I wanted to wait till the end just in case he goes fuck no and kick this out.
I believe that this is just the part that makes this I want to say it right.
How to spell?
Pronunciation.
How is it spelled?
MACUAHUITL.
Yeah, Makohito.
Whittle. Okay.
Makohitl.
Yep.
The Makohitl, it's just a plain +1. The thing that makes it special is it's been passed down the Chulten royal line for a pretty long time.
It is Shago's.
It's pretty important artifact. It's a very essential thing for claimants. Almost as important as the skull chalice for the now dead Omuans.
Omuans?
Oh, that's right. Dead tribe on the other side of the jungle, as far as we know. They got wiped out almost a little bit after the Mesrons, or the Mesros, were wiped out from the spell plague. The spell plague really messed up Chult. Same reason for why we don't have a lot of magical artifacts. I'm a little something of a historian.
The Mesrin. Okay.
That's a lot of information.
I have never heard of them.
You are the first persons to talk to me in a very long time.
Didn't you say that you have your sister right there and your boyfriend?
My boyfriend's on the Sword Coast, and my sister responds to Claudia.
I'm sorry, Miss Claudia.
It's fine. No, I just mean she doesn't talk.
Oh.
Very stoic.
Oh. So we do have one more item. It's a little bit out there, but I was hoping you could identify it for us.
Sure.
And he will take out the stone with the triangle.
Sending stone.
Perfect. Is there any way to figure out where the other one is?
Unfortunately not. Some wizards did try to devise a way to do that, but it was rejected for privacy reasons.
Makes sense, honestly. Well,
There was a pretty big hoopla about it. I know that I originally was going to go to the convention up in Luskin to discuss it, to witness the debates about it, but family stuff came first. I had to come back to Chult to help. It was a whole thing.
That is awesome. I'm sorry you missed it, but I do appreciate you at least letting me know this. And I do want to say I apologize for the loss of a cat, and I didn't mean to be rude asking questions.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
I do understand loss, so I do apologize. The only reason why I asked is I was trying to research and figure out if there's a connection with this plague, and I was hoping to ask. That's all. I apologize.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Okay. Well, I don't think we have anything else, so we will.
I have a quick question about sending stones and the way that they work. I mean, obviously, you know how I feel about attunement. Could we just theoretically send a message through the stone and potentially see if there was someone on the other side?
Jesus, Desmond is killing it.
Of course he does.
Homeboy. So a big thing with the sending stones, of course, is that no two sending stones can be the same. They come in pairs, and those pairs are identical. They can be easily identified. It isn't attunement, if what I'm reading is right. It's that the bearer of the stone. It's just whoever holds the stone. So yes, theoretically, right now you could send a message, and you would know instantly if no other creature bore it.
Hey, Rosny, you big dumb idiot.
We're coming for you, bitch.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your input and guidance.
I didn't cast guidance.
I meant lowercase g guidance.
Oh,
But not to pry, but what did happen to your cat?
he wasted away in my arms.
That's... I didn't realize it could pass on to animals.
Well, it might have been a multitude of other things. I know that we were in the process of testing Gliamund for FIV. There was a multitude of problems that Gliamund could have come across. Gliamund was an outdoors cat, and Almas constantly told me, don't let him outside, but I just couldn't. He
Fish's gonna
kept
fucking stab
whining.
you.
So,
Sam's gonna stab you.
would you like to make a donation to the church?
Please.
After inconveniencing this poor man about his cat.
The donation thing for the temple, by the way, is a crystal paper mache crystal ball that was obviously made by the children hanging around the temple. You can see like the nasty fingerprints embedded in the still drying glue.
Oh. Soul drop of gold in there. It feels really bad. I feel bad.
Right as you're like pilfering through your bag, one of the acolytes opens their mouth to break into a tune, and another one kind of brings it down and elbows them, and they're cut off.
They almost get Stone Cold Creamery'd.
You drop off and you give a donation.
All right.
You guys return to the Merchant Prince Villa. As you guys are leaving the Temple of Savros, Sephirius, the golden dragonborn belonging to the Company of the Yellow Banner, is being tailed by a robed tiefling with a very shaggy haircut. You recognize the tiefling with the shaggy haircut as Devlin, a wizard you met once before. Zephyrus looks nervous. The news he has is very bad.
Is everything okay, Mr. Zephyrus?
Alita hasn't recovered.
What?
What do you mean by that?
We jump cut after that very dramatic question over to the Monkey Prince Villa. Gathered in the foyer is the rest of the Company of the Yellowed Banner. You recognize the dwarf, Brixton. Let me pull up their names so I make sure I get them all right.
Brixton, Zephyrus, Evelyn.
Boulder something. Boulderhorn.
And Bravis.
Yeah.
So yeah, gathered around are Brixton, Devlin, Bravis, Zephyrus, and a human ranger that goes by the name of Seward. And they're kind of gathered around Alita in a half circle, all of them in varying states of concern. Bravis looks a bit exhausted and worried, and as the group approaches, the mood does not improve.
What is going on?
Hi, guys. Alita's there. She's kind of like leaning on her warhammer.
What's going on?
How'd the meeting go? Sorry, I wasn't awake for it.
Jet was able to convince them to lift the ban. The
I
embargo.
knew you could do it.
Appreciate it. But apparently my brother and his friends are coming into town, so you'll have some real celebrities to look at.
Oh, you mean other than myself?
Of course. So what's going on? Why is everybody...
I woke up this morning and I just kind of felt cold and hollow, and it was a bit of an effort trying to get out of bed. I don't feel like whatever the fuck that succubus did to me, it's not going away.
That shouldn't be right. Like, I've seen stuff like this before. It goes away after a good night's rest.
Yeah. I even slept for 12 hours. But, you know.
That doesn't make sense.
Ever since we got here, with how many people are being oddly affected by what seems to be nothing, I don't think anything health-wise makes sense anymore.
Sorry, didn't mean to hit that. My bad.
Mr. Heal my friend, damn it!
Jet is silently praying right now.
Maybe when Jet's brother's friends get in, one of them's a cleric, like a really powerful cleric, right? Couldn't she look at you?
Probably.
I mean, Bravis will step in. I'm a cleric myself, and not to toot my own horn.
Your boulder horn?
Pretty good at it. There's been no marked improvement.
Any decline, though?
Not that I've noticed, but this was a pretty sharp decline for... And Brixton will cut in. This is a very, very sharp decline for Alita. Alita doesn't spend time in bed. Alita's usually the first one out of it, and
Alita like reaches up and gently pats his leg.
This is just a lot. I'm gonna go take a breather, and he'll step 10 feet away and start hyperventilating.
No.
Why do I feel like Lord Brixton is worse off than you are?
He's a big warrior. I've tried to tell him that everything will probably turn out okay, but he's worst case scenario kind of a guy.
Lord Brixton, here. So we'll find like a paper bag somewhere and
Jesus.
like give it to him.
It's a
Here,
banana.
hold-
It's a banana
Take that.
leaf.
Hold this pillow. Hey, you gotta fill up the bag. Fill up the
He
bag.
does like the pig from Chicken Little.
Yeah.
He does that scene.
Double fisting, 2 different.
As they're talking, it's just Brixton, Solidago Heimlich maneuvering Brixton.
Jesus.
This is supposed to be a very serious moment.
I mean,
I'm so sorry.
It happens.
hopefully, hopefully it's just that this succubus was maybe a little more powerful than something any of you have seen in the past.
Is there anything like we could like get anywhere that could help?
Bravis has been honestly doing his best. He's gotten as much as he can from around Port Nyanzaru, from the markets, herbs, tinctures, whatever. This man got it. This man's got it. And I think that it would be better for me to either stay here or, I don't know, help out around here. I don't think that if you guys have any danger or go into any danger or even go back out into the jungle, worst comes to worse, I wouldn't be able to help you anymore. I'd be useless, honestly.
You are probably more useful than me, let's be honest here.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not going to be useful to you all if I'm dead.
Well, that's what I'm here for. It's not going to happen.
But
And you said that I was more useful?
Well, yes, I just keep you alive. You do the smashing.
I feel like
You're
that's
muted.
the most important job.
Jason, you're muted.
Oh no, I know. I was about
I
to say
feel-
something, but
Then I feel like when it comes down to it, Jet, you've got the most important job.
well, I mean, we're certainly not going to be doing anything before Jabal and Azan's wedding happens. So, I mean, maybe you'll feel better by then.
I'll do my best. Every time, this is the first time I've been able to come downstairs without Brixton carrying me.
that's not good. That's not good at all.
Oh, I can walk. It's Brixton doesn't want to have me walk.
Okay. That makes more sense. But
We're
you haven't even gotten the chance to go to Camp Vengeance yet, Lita.
Well, if I end up not feeling better, I will probably have to put Camp Vengeance on the back burner until whatever it is that I have now can be fixed, as much as I hate it. Or if push comes to shove, I am sure that the boys, we can find a way to get there.
Well, if we do end up in the jungle, obviously, the Alba situation is present. Is there any message you need us to relay to them if we roll through there?
Not that I can think of. Yeah. I
Okay.
didn't get the chance to talk that much to Alba, which is kind of sad, honestly, but you know.
He's still alive. You'll still see him. He'll be back soon.
If I do, I'll let him know. If you guys aren't here, I'll also let him know.
We end up playing a Sending Stone game. I'm going to kill him.
And
Play Sending Stone.
no. If we end up at Camp Vengeance, is there anything you need us to do?
Was she told to report to anyone when she got to Camp Vengeance?
Yes, she was told to report to Nils
Breakbone.
Breakbone.
If you guys manage to make your way out and you make your way to Calm Vengeance, ask for Nils Breakbone, and excuse me, give him my condolence.
And give him your condolences. Is that a
If I'm not able to make it, then
okay. I was worried there was some subtext there that I wasn't.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys.
Don't be
It's not your
sorry.
fault. Lisa.
Seriously, don't.
Yes.
Um,
Well, I hope you feel better.
I'm doing my best. They definitely help. She motions to the whole yellow banner, like a Will Smith pose.
They all strike a pose. They definitely practice. Like Brixton slides in, poses.
Still
They
holding
all
his paper bag.
That
still
is-
holding his paper bag.
That's way too much, guys. That's way too much. But
We've been practicing at the YMCA. You gotta let us. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
The YMCA.
But before you guys go anywhere, or specifically Soul, I want to have a talk with you before you go. Is that okay?
Of course, Miss Aletha.
She walks up, and like, oh man, I want Duvanith and her to have like a secret high five moment.
That's
Let's make it
possible.
work.
That is possible.
just let it be a thing. It's already a thing. It's a thing.
Just let it be a thing. It's a thing.
Principled redhead.
Secret handshake.
Just not even a secret
All
handshake.
redheads know
Just
it upon birth.
Duvanith's hand is like down by her side, and just as Alita walks by, it just sort of like flares out like that. And
Yeah,
then
it's like the
flares.
reverse high five, like Doppler
Yes.
style.
She walks up and she does the cat thing where she like holds her arms up to Jet, like.
Oh no! He quickly gets down to his knees and gives her a big hug.
For the time being, if you guys are still in Port Nyanzaru, I should be with the boys. If you find them, you'll find me, or I'll be here in the Merchant Prince house.
Of course.
If you ever need to talk, anything come up, I'll be there for
Thank
you.
Are you going to the wedding?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh well, then we'll just go crazy
Why
there.
are you saying goodbye?
Go crazy, go stupid. And then she does like a salute at Soul.
He returns it.
Well, you need to go rest, and Jet's gonna get off of his knees and look at all the other guys and go, "You all need to take care of her."
There's like an echoed murmur of yeah, we're doing it. No, yeah, totally. And Brixton's just like,
Jet just looks back like,
The fuck
do
you think
not
I'm doing?
need to tell me twice.
"Good."
Head swallow.
And while the group is still there, Brixton will turn to Alita. Are you sure you want to do this? My mother's going to be at the wedding.
No.
Ooh,
Hey,
family
Dante?
drama.
Ooh, that's right. How does your mom feel about gnomes?
I don't know yet.
Well,
If
now's
she
as good as
gives-
time as any to find out.
If she gives you guys any issues, we'll happily provide backup.
I don't think we can get involved with that. No.
No, that's like
That's
that's
suicide.
not really Chulton.
That's
That's not really
literally-
Chulton. If you do that, like old Port Nyanzaru is gonna know in like a day. No, like she looks at her watch, an hour.
her sundial.
Sundial.
I mean, if push comes to shove and you do need some help sort of navigating the politics, if it's a problem, motioning towards Lord Brixton, Lord, after all, I do have a little bit of experience.
Jason, you fucking
Experience
flex.
experience being a courtier, and I'm not exactly. I do have some knightly regard as well, personally.
If you want to just have fun and eat chicken nuggets, we can do it together.
Yes. Chicken strips.
Chicken
Let's go.
strips, yes. We'll escape and we'll go to the Buffalo Wild Wings and go get chicken strips.
Thundering lizard.
There it is.
Hashtag
the-
sponsor content.
While the group is gathered, Brixton will gather himself and kind of look at. He looks at Ivanath, then he looks at Solidago, and he seems to be figuring out something inside of his head, and then he'll look at Duvanath. The tournament, are you guys applying?
Wait, what?
We hadn't discussed it. Things have been a little hectic since we found out that it was even being held.
Wait, what tournament? Did I miss something?
The tournament where, like, if you beat, you get to go out into the jungle and,
Oh,
travel.
shit.
Well, if you go for it, I hope you lose.
That's rude.
Oh, are you also participating?
Oh, well,
get
that
fucked.
we.
He says in a very kind. He gives a
I-
kind nod and says it.
I was just going to suggest that we then just don't compete to make sure that Lord Brixton can shoot his shot or whatever.
¿Qué la chingada? Sorry.
Damn, that Chult. It's so... Alita's got really good at Chulton. I can't do it.
Rixie's been teaching me.
But I mean, if Lord Brixton, I don't see why we should bother competing. Not to say
You
that
have
we.
to go get Alba.
Well, we could probably use what we just did to get leverage.
I mean,
Well-
I've come to like Joe Ball, but honestly, what is stopping us from going out into the jungle?
That too.
Death. Dying.
Yes.
Well, that's a possibility,
I-
but so is getting the flu.
That's more of a certainty, but yeah.
The flu you can get a vaccine for, and this would be the vaccine for not getting killed by Jabal for entering the jungle.
I still need to find out where Alba is.
You also
Well, he's-
need to
like-
get a contract from the Flaming Fist. Though, Devlin, you could make one. He'll glance at the group a little weirdly, and Devlin's like, "Yeah, I can make one. I can procure one using."
Yeah, we got it.
Legal-
Yeah, you're
You're,
good.
you're not a bad
Using
guy, are you?
totally legal ways.
No, I'm not a bad guy at all.
We've seen
Guys,
we've killed worse. It's okay.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
Well, no,
I have to get my fucking...
I
know
didn't kill
the-
worse.
I know the general area of where Alba is. We just have to go and.
Do you want me to send a message to Alba and see where he
Yes,
is?
I would love you to send a message. To Alba. I'm
Jesus,
very
just
worried.
ask.
Does he have Duvanath's gun? 5 words.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. Let me think about this. Jet's gonna step back from the group.
Out of character, I know realistically the tournament probably won't happen, but I deadass want a fight between you guys and the Yellowed Banner so bad.
That'd be amazing.
Even if we have to make it like a
AU.
side episode.
That'd be so much fun.
They have more people than we do, though.
Yeah. Well, we can. If they're weaker than us, we can still kick their asses.
No, they're not weaker than
I know
us
the
right
general
now.
area of where he is. He's next to Camp Righteous, which is between here and Camp Vengeance. on the dead side of the True Sun Star because he never does things easily.
Also, I hope the new guy can help you guys out.
The new guy?
Oh shit.
Cole.
Oh, right.
Cole's just been chilling there the entire time.
Biden.
Hi, Cole.
Yeah.
Jet is going to cast Sending. And he's going to step back farther from Soul so he doesn't get hit.
Make sure to tell him that I love him.
Yes, yep, it's in the list. It's in the document. Jet's going to cast Sending and say it as quiet as he can.
Soul's going to listen in.
No, fuck you. He walks away. He's trying.
He's following you.
So.
He wants to hear what you're gonna say to his honey bear.
So.
When Solidago goes to follow
Alright,
Jet, Zephyrus will step in and put a hand up.
Soul stretches out to his full height and looks down at Severius.
Zephyrus is also a golden dragonborn. He also stretches out to his full height.
Soul is a very tall dragonborn.
So is Zephyrus.
Soul is 6'7".
Wait for it.
You want to know how tall Zephyrus is?
I'd like to see you roll for it because I know it's listed on a sheet.
She's
Duvanith is
the DM
rolling
that
her
can
eyes
choose this.
aggressively as this is happening.
Why, when you see boys fight, does it look so wrong yet? Feels so right.
Zephyrus is a little bit shorter, but he is just as beefy.
Severius.
Solidago.
I would like
The
to
boys
hear
are
what Jet
fighting!
says- I would like to hear what Jet says to my husband.
I believe that you should put trust in Jet and not be creepy and follow him.
Last time he sent my husband, he did a very poor job getting things across.
I
Okay.
copy and pasted what you said.
That could have been a
last time.
miscommunication error or any other range of things. I just believe it's a vast abuse of trust and also your personal physical prowess over Jet. It gives off negative vibes. And he's going to stall long enough for Jet to send a message.
Jet casts it.
Soul is going to be ignoring Zephyrus and listening in. Like, I will roll a perception check.
Go for it.
1.
This is what Jet says. Hey Alba, hope you're alive. Are you alive? I hope you're alive. How close are you to the port? Bitch dead. Do you have Devon's gun?
Bitch dead.
This is why I don't trust Jet.
Just so you know, I typed that out before you told me to say I love you, because if you really think about it, I love you is not needed at this point.
But also, Soul has been, like, also mentioned how close he is to the place. Like, it's...
We told him, like, what, 4 days ago that we were like, 2 days ago we were in port?
Yeah, and...
So he
and
already
Alba-
headed back.
and Alba told us where he was. He is 3 days out from Camp Righteous. I told you this.
Yes, Jet doesn't know the geography. We don't have a map.
Yeah, but Soul does. That's why I
Hey.
was, like, trying to, like, give input, but you ran away, and then Superior's got in the way.
You gotta realize Jet doesn't 3 days. That Jet doesn't know what 3 days is.
That doesn't matter.
So Cole,
Yes.
so what's your deal?
That is a very general question.
No, like, oh, sorry. So you were at Ifan's for like a research assistant? I'm still kind of trying to put
I
stuff
was a
together.
gift.
That's weird.
You're telling me.
Who? Why? Not to pry.
No, it's no problem. I am from Omu.
What?
I was minding my own business, for lack of a better term, and lo and behold, I get captured. And then Ifan is talking to the person that I work for, and I am given as a gift.
Who do you work for?
Oh, hello, hey, Soul.
When I
Yep.
say worked for in those air quotes, that means I was a slave.
Who was your enslaver then?
Give me 1 second. All right. You good, Mark?
I love it. Jet just giggles. Jet's straight up giggling. Oh god, that's definitely your husband.
Oh. What did he say?
So, your husband said, with Camp Vengeance gathering supplies for the night, had to step back from a grung attack. Don't have the gun. Zinda does. He says that looking at Duvaneth. Love Soul too.
Kill that motherfucker. Sorry.
See? He knows.
That's what I want. Say it. It's annoying nor he.
He's at Camp Vengeance.
Ooh.
That's
Oh,
what I
well.
just said. Did you not hear that?
No, I know. I'm just frustrated because people don't.
What?
You're good. You didn't answer my question, Kawashach. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. I would just say that you don't want to answer.
No. It was by a dragon.
What?
I'm sorry. What?
Do
A dragon?
you know the name of the dragon? What color it was?
Believe the name Zindelor. He's a red dragon. Very young.
Does someone recognize that name?
Can you say that in normal English? I'm sorry. The accent killed me.
Zindelor.
I'm sorry. No,
No, like
it's the
you spell
accent.
it
I
out.
really can't hear it.
You're good.
Zindalore? What
No,
the?
Jesus, I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
I was doing my best with what I had.
No,
like,
you did good. It's the
Zindalore.
accent that, like, killed it. But, like,
Zindelor.
it literally looks like someone face rolled that.
Well, yeah, no. I think it's the accent on top of the word being like.
Yeah.
Fucky.
Zindelor.
So, Soul, how strong would you say your PTSD is?
He's been working on it, but
Significant.
triggering words and stuff.
It's very hard to forget a dragon that cleared an entire tunnel of soldiers in 6 seconds.
Nice.
Jesus.
Soul's going to go ahead and go play some deck. Cool. That's a dismissal. Soul is going to just sort of freeze.
Fucking rude fish.
And the air around him is going to get very, very hot.
Jet takes a few steps back.
And he just slowly just sort of like turns around and walks out of the room.
I take it your friend has personal experience.
I have no fucking clue.
From the way that he froze up and walked out, I would say he knows exactly what Zindelor is like.
Okay.
Great. Well, boy, Boy.
Great. So it looks like even though we tried to escape the Sword Coast of their dragons, we still find dragons. Fuck.
Is
Dragons, dragons everywhere.
Dubonnet, is there no place on this fucking plane I can go and be free of fucking
No,
dragons?
of course not. It's fucking Dungeons and Dragons.
Wait,
It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Devonta getting her hand on like a teleportation or plane shift thing, and she's like, "I'm going to the one place not corrupted by dragons, space."
Space!
And then she like plane shifts to an asteroid.
And she ends up fucking.
Sees a lapdog of a fucking dragon just sitting there.
Right. Okay. Cole, I'm gonna give Soul a second to breathe, but
Might be a good idea.
An arcanist, a fighter. Do you have any sort of like technical skills that could help us with what we're trying to do to get Soul's husband back? Amongst
I
other things.
know magic. I am good in nature. And I'm a little sneaky.
That definitely checks 3 boxes for me. Cool. All right, I'll go see how Soul is doing.
Don't stand in front
Tell
of him.
him. Give him my apologies. I did not mean to cause that reaction from him.
I'm sure it'll be all right. And Duboneth will go to leave, but make sure she swings by Elita for another high five, and then high five, and then into a hug, and she'll kneel down.
Elita is over the moon to be able to give Duvoneth an actual hug.
Hug, and she'll say, "Feel better," and then she'll go after Soul.
What is like?
Fish is like, how dare you make me feel feeling?
Where is like a place outside of like the merchants, like the mansion itself, like outside, that would be like close off ish, but like within walking distance?
Most of the merchant prince villas are pretty, like outside of the houses, they're pretty closed off. However, there are the gardens just off to the side that have like privacy fences up.
Okay, so Soul would be like in Jobal's garden right now.
You're surrounded in a wreath of Chulten flowers, gorgeous ivies,
You looking like a
bug-eaten
queen.
plants. He seems to have a taste for having all of these plants that are kind of labeled like poison, do not touch, has eaten a man before. Fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. Has eaten a man before. That's a good one. But Soul would be sitting out there, like arms crossed in front of him, kind of like how like Jason's sitting right now. Like arms crossed, like holding his chin, kind of like down, just like looking at all the flowers.
Just look at the pretty flowers.
Make me cry. Make me cry. Make me cry.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Duvoneth will, after locating Soul, stand in a like very obvious position, where she's very visible, but and will just sort of like lean against something that isn't a man-eating plant, and will let Soul decompress, have his time, but she's very visible. So if Soul wants her to approach, she'll walk up.
Upon like Duvoneth's approach, like he has like the swivel ears, so you can see like his like ears like swivel back, and like he notices Duvoneth. And he just sits there for a little bit. And then eventually he just he sits there quietly for a little bit, and then he moves over to where there's like a picnic kind of area, like there's like weird seating, like you know how gardens have. He says, "Here, come here, sit down."
She will go ahead and when summoned over, she'll sort of sit down at the table and she'll say, "You know, I never see anybody playing Three Dragon Ante at these tables, but they like build it into the tops. It's kind of silly."
Yeah, it's I used to see people playing dragon chess at around Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
And he'll sort of like come up behind Yvonne and he'll like, where do you want it?
Oh,
To
oh,
be.
on the sort of side over here, so I can tuck it
Okay.
behind my ear because I don't
Yeah.
necessarily think the beads are made for hair that's this fine.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Liz doesn't have hair, so the only reason I know how to braid is because she had to practice when she got into the Temple of
Temple of
Sune.
Sune.
So I bought a yarn wig and I had to wear it while she practiced braiding. It was interesting. So this will probably go poorly.
That sounds interesting.
But he'll like take a claw and like fish out like the braid and begin to braid Devon's hair back.
Okay. She'll sit in silence for a bit, just like except for like the occasional ow.
Sorry.
And then
Does that look right?
yes.
Cool.
And then eventually she'll say, "So, are you good?"
No, but
Well, clearly, but I mean, like, were you able to breathe it off, take a walk, feel better about it?
yes.
If you ever want to talk about it, I'm all ears, and she'll grab the tips of her ears.
You'll chuckle at that. Well, for context, so the Dragon Knights, right? We had, all worked under this one guy. Alba led the, not the scouting, but, well, the scouting and also, like, the healing regimen. I covered the heavy duty, and then there was also, like, the ranged kind of thing. No, it's healing, scouts, and I was the leader of the heavy duty, like, heavy brigade kind of situation. We decided to check out a mine, I believe it was, that was being held by a red dragon, and that happened to be some more, and we happened to be way in over our heads. The only reason I survived was because of Allah, and only 2 other people survived after that. Of 8 of the 10 people only survived, and I haven't talked to the other 2 one in a very long time, and the other one not even years. But that's why I mentioned to Alba that we might be going to Chilku Bay because that's where the mine was.
Got it.
But that's that situation. Yeah. You'll like fasten the braid and start like trying to figure out how to add the bead on.
She'll say, "Well, I'm sorry that happened."
I'm sorry too. I got out in like the first bit. I don't even remember half of it, but it's a time. But there are worse things to be than alive, I suppose.
That's fair, but oof.
Yeah.
Duvanith will say, "It's true, but I mean, at least you can know that. I mean, for the most part, the dead don't really suffer, but when you're alive and still living with it, and still living with stuff that has happened and happened to you and happened to your friends, loved ones, you are suffering, and you know, it's not easy, and you're not lucky for it. It's tough."
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But I don't plan on having that happen second time. Not at least my family has. And he'll like add on the bead as he says that.
Duvanith will say, "Well, I'll do my best to make sure that happens."
Agreed.
All right.
It's very hard to take this seriously when you're making those faces.
That's why I'm looking down. um, Once the braid is tied off, Duvanith will say, "I just kind of did like maybe you should go back in and get folks once you're feeling a little bit better. I think I might hang out here for a bit."
Do you want company?
No, I'm good.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, I think I'm okay.
All right. He'll pat Devon's back. Probably a little bit too strong because she's a waif of a person. Right. Well, sorry you couldn't avoid any dragons.
Oh, that's okay. I've had a run-in or two with some half dragons as well, and I have a mighty need to kick the shit out of one.
You know what? I'll help you with that. Well,
Great.
yeah, I'll hold him down. You can just kick his teeth in.
Okay, that'll work.
We can do that after the wedding. Well, or before the wedding. Up to you. Just give me a day.
I mean, I'm going to ask for my item back politely first, and then it's going to get drastically less polite.
Mm.
Or I could just break into his house and steal it. I haven't really decided. Oh, okay. Anyways.
Seeing the guilt on his face would kind of feel nice, though. Personally speaking.
Oh, okay. I mean, we can do it that way.
Yeah. If he decides to put up a fight, I'm sure the two of us could handle it. No point doing it alone again, right?
Yeah, you're right.
We'll get it back.
Devonith will sort of say, "Oh, appreciate it, soul." And she'll just sort of like start looking at the flowers.
Oh. That one there is an aloe vera. That's a hydrangea. Cyclamen. Chrysanthemum, gladiolus, bloodroot.
Solidago's voice lessens as the camera pans up from the two of them as Solidago points out every flower, and the rest of the day is spent in mixed company. And for the next 2 days before the wedding, the party finds themselves with time on their hand. There's 2 days of whatever they want to do. There's no pressing matter. There's nothing that needs to be solved. Lita is being well taken care of.
She fucking better be.
Jet, what do you do over your 2 days?
For at least half a day, take a class with Soul on Chult. Chultan language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll spend some time teaching. Spend half a day teaching.
You can use your background
Well,
and
yeah. Well, I was gonna do half a day of that, and then the rest of it was he was actually gonna like go out and try to learn it. Kind of deal, like actually experience the language in motion.
So for the first day, you spend the first half of it in the House of Jabal, who has extended an invitation for the party to stay there for the remainder of their time in Port Nyanzaru. You learn the grammar, the way it functions, the exact pronunciations, and when it hits just a little in the afternoon, you take a step out to experience not only the language but the culture around it.
Yep.
You learn that the people of Chult are very verbal. There's almost no. People don't write it very much. If they can speak it, they do. You kind of pick up on the pronunciation, the vocal tics. Solidago and Alba have both kind of become acclimated, but there's phrases, words that they say that they don't naturally. And by the end of the night, you find yourself quite a good conversationalist in Chult. You learn it's a very direct language. It speaks affection. Family members aren't given names, they're just family. There's no sisters, there's no brothers, there's no stepbrothers, they're just siblings. They're just people you love. It's a very honest language too. It's hard to be sarcastic and it's hard to make innuendos. Everything is said exactly as it is on the tin.
Yeah.
That's your first day of downtime.
You know what? The second day, in the morning, he's gonna go out again. For the till noontime.
For the what?
For the second day, the morning time, he's gonna go out and experience the culture some more. He wants to get more fluid in it. Unless you're saying he achieved that.
I mean, mechanically, he did achieve it, yeah.
Okay, that's what I was essentially.
Flavor-wise, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't learn languages overnight.
No. No, he then. I guess since he really has nothing else, since he feels comfortable with the rudimentary of it all, where he feels comfortable, I think for day 2 he's literally just gonna sit and read that book.
Awesome.
With and have Rayland on his shoulder.
The little snake.
The little snake friend.
You spend the second day curled up in a reading nook, as on shows you. And you spend the rest of the day just kind of chewing through books that you've read in and out, taking in the notes Tyrion made, the familiar handwriting, the familiar writing style. You can see the books that he wrote with your influence. His writing becomes more fluid, his description's just a little bit better, and his plot holes significantly less irritating. And you come across one page. It belongs in the third book of the series, and there's no notes. There's just underlined words. Are you guys still alive?
Yeah.
We're reading.
I'm
okay.
reading.
I had to make sure.
I feel like an idiot because I'm not understanding it.
Kept his cool. He couldn't. Wanted to hold.
Yeah, I'm reading that, but
You're muted, Muty.
He couldn't hold Jet, but he wanted to.
yeah.
And he thinks he kept his cool about it, but he definitely didn't.
Also, I'm really proud of Gilded Ladies of Aquapar.
Yeah, that's great.
It's Aquafar. Come on. I like how you took what I suggested and put that into a book.
Great.
Jet's gonna read that part and see this. Does it look like it's actually fresh ink?
Yeah. The rest of the ink has faded and been long absorbed by the paper, but this is still vibrant.
Jet's going to read that and realize that and go, "No, you fucking didn't." And
He's grown.
And he's going to keep reading.
You finish the series. You've always been a very fast reader.
In real life, too, which is weird. Oh, God damn it.
So ends the day. So ends the second downtime for Jet.
Jerk.
We spin back about 2 days. Duvaneth. You wake up late in the morning. You have an entire day to do whatever you want.
All right. Well, so first thing is she's going to take her pack and all of her stuff and just kind of like explode it over whatever room she has available to that's big and open, and just kind of inventory her stuff, making sure she has all of her things and yada yada. And she will eventually come to rest on her fine clothes, which is a big poofy Neverwinter ball gown, essentially. And she will go ahead and like sort of put it up on a hanger and take some time to make it not look like a wrinkle pile, to prepare for the wedding. And at that point, once she's sort of done that, she'll kind of, there's almost like a bit of catharsis in the whole thing, will reassemble her adventuring pack, cutting out like whatever she can weight-wise off to the side. So like her double-bladed scimitar, for example, will be off to the side. Things that are like non-essential if she were to have to grab the pack and run with it. And then she is going to go to the market and hunt down a couple things that she needs. Currently, she's just wearing like her under shirt and her pants and boots because all of her other clothes are bloodstained.
She would lend her a shirt if she needed it.
Okay, so she's wearing Soul's dress shirt of dress, and yeah, exactly. It is a shirt that just turns into a dress, and she will go down to the market, and she has a list of things that she's looking for.
All right.
So she'll look for a Fletcher because she wants to refill her quiver.
You're able to find a Fletcher just outside a. One second, as I get the appropriate mouthfeel. Just right by a tamale stall.
Oh, nice. Well, I will buy 7 arrows and a tamale.
The arrows will be roughly 8 copper per. Fine Chilton make. The tamale will be exactly 1 copper. The woman will look at you, immense pity, and she'll add in another one. And if you try to give her money or if you try to like look surprised, she just pushes it on you.
Is she giving me like eat vibes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Abuelita vibes. That's what she's giving you.
Yeah, so she'll take that and look appreciative, and she will also search out wherever the Zentharum buy their clothes. She's looking for a more Sword Coast-ish style swag.
Gotta rep the home space.
There isn't a lot of them, but if you kind of go into the further corners of the market, a Chulta man is selling Sword Coast make clothes of dubious source.
Great. I don't mind secondhand, shop thrifty. As long as none of it has blood on it, and it fits appropriately.
Yeah, none of it has blood.
Great.
None of it. Yeah, we washed it really good.
You didn't need to tell me that, but you know what? And she'll just like pick out a couple things that look like they'll fit.
So what exactly do you like? What kind of clothing are you getting?
So just typical Duvaneth layers. So a vest and then a like ridiculous, totally unnecessary overcoat, which she will carry even if she's not wearing.
Awesome. It's pretty solid make. Despite its source material, it does look pretty nice, and that'll be 1 gold.
Okay, easy enough. And at this point, I am going to look for a cartographer.
What amazing coincidence! There's in fact a cartography shop right near the docks.
Oh no.
Whose name I totally didn't forget.
Ceaseless cartographer.
The ceaseless cartographer.
The ceaseless cartographer.
I know exactly who's working there.
Well, wonderful. She'll swing down that way and inquire about the cost of a map of Chult.
So you walk in. It's cool. It's got a really great atmosphere. You feel like if Yelp existed, it would be like a 4 out of 5 plus atmosphere. Service might be a little weird because the second you step through, a very young, kind of slim man pops up from behind the counter and goes, "Hi, I'm not a part of a cult. I don't know anything about Quillish. Hi, how can I help you?"
Yeah, I'm looking for a map.
You're looking for a map? That's great. We sell maps. We have maps everywhere. We have a map right there. We have a map right there. We have a map everywhere. We can map out anything you want to know. The Sword Coast, the other parts of the Sword Coast, West Faerun, East Faerun, South Faerun, North Faerun.
I'm mostly looking for whatever you have, as complete a map as possible of the Chulten Peninsula.
That's a really great question that you asked. So as you can see, actually, the act of mapping out Chult, the peninsula, has been very, very difficult. We don't even have a map of Lanton. Do you know where Lanton is? I don't know where Lanton is. I don't even have an atlas. So, I'm going to show you this pitch.
Yeah, forget the inhale with Coke.
Is this person under duress?
He's visibly
I don't know if he got a
Are
call.
you
I don't know if he got
safe?
polished.
Are you safe?
Blink
Oh,
twice.
what?
Blink twice.
wipe at his face. Like looking at a mixture of like tears and sweat on his face. So,
Powdered lime.
here's my deal. We cannot sell maps of Chult. We do not have maps of Chult. The maps of Chult have not been mapped out because mapping Chult is very dangerous to map out. People die in Chult. They go out into the jungle and then they don't come back. And with them, they lose all the papers, the maps, the thingies. In fact, it's illegal for cartographers to go out into the jungle to cartographer the jungle of Chult because jungling
Jungling maps.
Jungling the map of Chult is very difficult to do because you die when you map the jungle of...
Are you okay?
I'm very okay. Here at a Caesar Cartographer, we never cease to give you less than stellar prices.
There's some weird people in this town, man.
Keep
You're
Chult
telling
weird,
me.
man. Keep Chult weird.
Keep all weird.
So weird.
I appreciate the information. It's hot outside, but when I stepped in here, it was quite cool. Are you sick with that?
Have you seen a frog man? He's yay tall. He's wearing a suit.
Oh yeah, that's oh yeah, a friend of my friend's ex, I think. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Did he leave town yet?
I don't.
He said he'd kick my ass if he saw me again. I really need to keep this job.
What did
I
you
have
do? What
I
did
have
you?
a really bad job history. I had to pay off student loans, and I thought I was going to make it all the way to Luskin, but then the ship got detoured. Now I'm here.
You're a long way from Luskin, friend.
Yeah, the ship got detoured.
That's a hell of a detour.
Yeah, you're telling me. Anyways, you need a... You need a map of Chult?
Yeah.
Can I interest you in literally anything else? I could give you a recommendation to this great tamale stall.
Oh yes, she was wonderful, but really pushy with extras.
Yeah, she gives me like 3. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, everybody starts with this then, right?
You know, I'll just come back, and Javon is just gonna like.
Do you want to write a customer review? Were you satisfied with today's business?
She'll just go. Yeah, 2 out of 5 stars. The parking was terrible.
We'll take
Nice
it,
call,
fold it up,
Jason.
and put it into like customer service box. Thank you for coming to the Caesar Cartographer. We never cease to give you less than stellar performance.
Who was that?
It was the fucking dude that worked at the fucking Qualish stall in fucking Wire Device that we scared the shit out of.
Oh.
Can I give the DM inspiration? Holy shit!
Supplies, well done.
All right. Well,
Holy shit.
so frustrated, Duvanith will return to the merchant prince's ward and look for Shago at some point.
God.
Oh, I gotta recover.
Yeah, holy shit.
I'm going to take. Okay, I have to take a small 3-minute break. That you don't have to close down the server. So I'm packing in my
Be right
notes
back.
from the Waterdeep heist. I'm going over, reading through everything, and I took an obscene amount of notes on the guy who we didn't even have a name for at the Waterdeep
Like the
Qualish
Skullport?
stall. Like I
Yeah.
recorded down. There's a scene where we're like telling the kid to get out of town, and he's like, "Maybe I'll change my name to Dawes Newts," and we're like, "Kid, get out." And I don't know why it stuck out to me, but I was like, he works at the Caesar's cartographer, and he's scared out of his mind. Like, strange people keep going out towards the back. They're wearing blue robes. He's done it again.
I love it. That's
I
amazing.
didn't mean to be a part of a call a second time. I swear this wasn't the game plan. It's just really hard to find non-sponsored jobs at the moment, okay? Like, I know, like, you have to, like, research, like, your employer, but holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
That was fucking great.
That was awesome.
Oh my god.
Duvanith.
My face hurts, man. My face hurts.
That was funny.
Shit. That was great. Wait, what's Twitch chat saying though?
Omega just said, "Fish, I love you so much."
Yes, I made a little list of things for me to do with my downtime. It's like 5 things. So that completes that.
All right.
That.
Moody, did you answer my question? Oh, Moody left.
Tight. Are we restarting?
Yeah, you have
We
just
never stopped,
left
technically.
the place.
Okay, Duvanith will be rubbing her temples and will return to the Merchant Prince Villa sort of neighborhood, and she will look or seek out Shago.
Finding Shago is pretty easy. You can find him outside on in the backyard, a little obscured, and he's swinging the maquahitl up against a dummy, swinging it back, bringing it forward, and dragging it across. And there's deep scores across the dummy's chest. I mean, he's ripping it apart.
Nice.
Super awesome.
She'll wait until there's like a lull in that activity, and then will approach.
He'll take a break after about 2-3 more swings to fill up a cup of water with a pitcher. It's got like lemons and mint leaves in it.
Ooh.
And there's like cucumber slices. There's like little finger sandwiches. And
Are those mojitos?
He'll pour himself a cup. Duvanith.
Hey Shago, how's it going?
It's going good. He'll hold out the cup to you.
Oh, thank you. She'll take a sip.
Nice. Very good crisp flavor.
That was very good sip sounds too.
Yes. She'll say, wanted to swing by. I was wondering if you still had that compass that we used to get back from Fort Balorian.
Oh, yeah. Do you need it back?
Yeah, with Soul's husband off in the jungle, we're worried we might have to go get him.
Oh, well, I'll just keep the compass then.
I'm sorry?
Because I'll be going with you?
Oh well. Duvalith will sort of put up her hands and say, "Do you think that's wise with the political state of things as they are here, or?"
The Shago has other concerns. The Shago's never dealt much with politics. The Shago, for lack of a better term, has spent his entire life being, how did the kids say, dicked around?
Oh, well, that I suppose that makes sense. I identify with that a little bit. Well, yeah. I mean, if you're interested in coming along, you can certainly hold on to it.
The Shago thanks you.
The other thing, I saw you practicing on the dummy, and she'll sort of motion to the club and say, "Notice the hummingbird motifs on the club. Is that a hummingbird warrior weapon?"
His face falls, and you see a part of Shago's persona drop. His shoulders relax. He stops posturing as much as he usually does, and he nods. The Makahitul belonged to my father, and then my grandmother, so on, so on.
Oh.
It's he'll pick up the Makahitul, resting it flat side on his thigh, kind of bringing it up, and he'll show Duvanath the hummingbird side. This is to remind us what we're fighting for. The scariest thing to see in the jungle is a hummingbird and its eggs, or its children.
Why is that?
Have you seen a hummingbird go through a T-Rex's skull?
What?
No.
There's stories. A shaman and a wise woman had been walking through the jungle, and a T-Rex had cleared through the jungle, tearing things apart, consuming everything in its path. The Coatl, the Commodon, the Eblis, nothing could stand in its way until a young hummingbird had found its nest destroyed, and it chased and chased and chased and flew endlessly after the T-Rex. The Commodon had tried to poison the T-Rex, and the venom couldn't get through the scales. The Ebli had tried to kick it, but it couldn't break its bones. The Almirage, everything. Nothing could pierce the T-Rex until this brave hummingbird floated up, entered through the right eye socket, and tore it apart from the inside out.
Jesus.
Wow.
So the scariest thing you can see is a hummingbird at its nest.
And that would be why the hummingbird warriors are named as they are, I would assume.
Very.
And Duvanith will just sort of peek curiously and say, "Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me. Is it like knightly orders? Does it pass through families, or is it more of an earned honorific?"
It's earned. Most of them were charlatans, but some Ashau proved themselves worthy. I believe Xanthi knew of a man from the other continents who had earned himself a place among the hummingbird warriors. My family was known for it, but it was earned.
Curious. Very different than how they do it up on the Sword Coast, but makes far more sense. Well, I appreciate it, Shago. I'll let everybody else know that if we set out into the jungle, you'd be interested in coming along. I'm sure it would mean a great deal to them.
Thank you, Divanath. And he'll gesture at her braid.
Oh, it was a gift from Soldaga's daughter.
He'll kind of play with the two braids that frame his face. This one's from Xanthi, and this one was from a close friend of mine who I lost a few years back. And they're both black.
She'll
Are
say
red.
They're black.
No, they're red.
I thought the bead Liz gave was black.
Oh,
The one Liz gave you was...
Shago's are red.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Duvaneth will nod and we'll say, "Oh, those are what does the red mean?"
This bravery, a great deed. Xanthi gave this one to me. I believe I hit my 15th year, and I tried to prove myself in a Colosseum fight. It didn't go well, but winning isn't about what happens, it's about doing it.
It's representative of the journey, not the...
Exactly.
Duvaneth will nod and sort of smile.
And this one is for completing my trial of adulthood. I spent a month in the jungle alone.
You had mentioned that in the past. Yeah. Well, it was good talking to you, Shaga. I'll let you get back to your practice.
Thank you, Duvaneth.
Thank
walk
you,
well.
Yep. You as well, I think. And she will return to the Merchant Prince Villa for the night, and before she goes to sleep, she's just going to literally just sit up on the balcony or whatever and just watch laser beams at Queothe's place to see if anything happens.
As you're kind of standing out on the balcony, the air has cooled considerably. There's thick overcast hanging over. Jabal can be very quiet, and it's a small act of kindness for him to kind of blunder out onto the balcony, holding a pack of cigarettes. He's already got one perched between his lips, and he lights it. Do you want one?
I don't smoke.
What else, right? He'll chuck it in his vest. I'm sorry, that was an impulse.
No, that's fine. I don't actually know, but and she'll just sort of look up, and she'll say, "You're up here a lot. Have you seen anything going on at Queothe's since the incident?"
I saw her consorts at one point, but they left in a hurry and haven't done much. Tomorrow, I think, well, it'll have to wait until after the wedding, but we'll probably go in and tear the place apart for her replacement.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to check. And yeah, that's it.
Take your time out here. I won't bother you. I come out here for the same reason, and to smoke away from Azon and the baby.
She'll just let it sit in silence, and then we'll say, Zindar's got my gun.
Want to go kick his ass?
Yeah, I was, I was going to do that tomorrow, though.
I wouldn't.
Why?
I've been here, I want to say, my entire life. He will clap a hand on Duvaneth's shoulder and give her a very meaningful look. Don't kick his ass. Dream about it. Think about it. I would rather you kick my ass before you go and kick Zindar's ass. The dude's already half dragon, but he's also a wrestler.
Shit.
Oh, so Duvaneth will say, well, one, I'm getting my shit back. It's gonna happen, and I don't mean physically fight him. And she'll like, why would I do that? I'd clearly lose.
I mean, I don't know. I don't deal as much as Zindar as the other merchant princes do. We tend to stay out of each other's way.
Well, yeah, I'll figure something out. Appreciate the heads up.
Yeah. Unless you say anything else, you sit in silence with Jabal, maybe for an hour, before Azon's soft voice calls Jabal back in. Azon's soft voice, followed by the very shrill scream of a baby, and
Fuck.
Jabal will put his ashtray out, and just with a incomprehensibly dopey smile, like a genuine, just full-faced grin, go back inside to comfort his daughter.
Cool. I go to sleep.
You go to sleep. The next day. What are you
Was
doing?
that only one day for Duvaneth?
Yeah, my second day's gonna be wicked short. Duvaneth will approach Soul.
So, is probably currently at his and Alva's house. He's been putting things back together over there.
Okay. She'll say, Jabal thinks beating up Zindar is a really bad idea.
Oh, right, he's a wrestler.
You remember him as the Golden Grass Net. Look at Zindar the Mighty. Toss a man from 50 paces.
With the way you said that, Echo made me think of, the SpongeBob vine where the actor who plays Plankton tries to tackle the actor who plays SpongeBob, and he's like, "Oh, right, he's a wrestler."
Yes!
And he's slowly tackled to the ground.
And Duvaneth will say, should I just go ask for it back? Or should I just steal it back?
Ask for it, but if he says no, steal it. Despite Jet's misgivings, I think that in his hearts of hearts, Zindar is a good person.
Well, we'll see about that. And
You want backup?
if you have the time. If not, I understand.
I'm almost done. I spent the day here already, so might as well.
Okay. Then we saunter over to Zindar's.
You saunter over to Zindar's.
Okay. First things first, does it look like anyone is home?
It does.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom.
Sindar. He looks really happy that you guys are here. He looks so happy. He looks the happiest. He looks
Zindar!
Did you grab us?
Solidago.
Oh, you too. Okay.
I grabbed Soul, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Duvanith will look at him and say, it's come to my attention that you have something of mine.
I don't.
It's a rather long wood metal
Don't
contraption.
know what you're talking about, actually. I don't
inside
have...
check.
Make it.
Oh,
Someone's in the other room. He has your gun. He knows exactly where it is. He knows exactly what you're talking about. There's someone in another room.
Oh shit! That was the head tilt.
She'll just say, "What the hell?" And she'll thieves' cant to him to see if he knows that. To say, "Is someone in the other room?"
No, I wasn't aware that the tamale stall lady was doing a 1-for-2 deal.
Oh.
Someone
well,
is in the other room. One person.
Great. Can I come in?
You know what? I would honestly love for you to come in. Is Solidaga going to go with you too?
I would love to come with you, Duvanith.
Oh, sure.
And you say that Tambalele is having a 2-for-1 deal? That's actually... We might have to stop there after the...
Duvanith will sort of say, "I don't know if you're going to get 2-for-1, so..."
I'm very charismatic.
That's true. That's true. And... well...
Zindar steps back, blocking the doorway to another room, and he'll gesture the group over to his desk.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take a scan of the room to see if I see my stuff.
You don't, but Sindar kicks something under his desk and goes, "Ow, stubbed my toe."
Great. Duvanith will say, "No, I have it on pretty good authority that you might have it." And as she's doing that, she'll thieves' cant back. Do you need help?
You know, actually, there's something I left in the other room. I'm going to go look for it for exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds. Try not to take anything from my desk, because that would be a big no-no, because that's stealing. But I'm going to go over there and turn my back for 1 minute and 30 seconds. And he'll sit down, get up stiffly. He'll move from behind the desk. He'll edge past the group. He'll walk down the hallway, and he'll just stand in the hallway, his back to the group.
Duvanith will look at Soul and sort of...
He reminds me of that one interactive play called Skyrim.
Shut
Or
up.
Guy.
Shut up.
Should I... What is he...
Yeah, go. He'll start looking through the... Soul will start looking through the desk. Specifically, he'll go under the desk first.
Just tucked a little bit under the desk, kind of clipped up against it, is a thick canvas-wrapped oblong thing.
So we'll take it out and hold it up to Duvanith.
She'll sort of peek in an opening or something.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty banged up, but it's there.
Great.
Of course. Soul will then be cool, and he'll start looking through the rest of Zindar's desk. Specifically for whatever was taken out of Alba's desk. Specifically what was taken out of
Okay,
Wes's
I'm
desk.
going to turn back around now because I think I hear whistling at my desk. He'll turn around.
Cutting action dash, whatever, with the gun, I'm gone.
Zindar turns around and he mouths, dude, what the fuck?
You said that.
Who's for the fucking kidding?
Are you okay? By the way, what's up with the tamales, man?
What do you mean? She's a great woman. You need to go there more. Zindar, are you having problems? No, of course not. Just
No, we're
talking with Solid. We're flirting.
Yeah, it happens. It's
I'm cheating on him.
horrible habit.
Yes. I know you're lying, but I find I don't care at the moment. Just try and keep it down. You make a lot of noise.
You know what? I've heard that a lot.
Thank you. I didn't need to know that. Very good to see that you guys, the elven woman from the past few days will kind of peek around. Very good to see that you're alive, though.
Yes, you were at the auction.
Auction. I was for a brief moment, and then I decided to leave. Because
when the zombies came out.
me
that
and
was-
zombies. Oof.
Hi, it's nice to make your acquaintance.
Oh my gosh. Hi. We never formally met.
Yes.
Is-
So we'll take out. We'll hold out a hand to shake. It's like, Soldago Semper.
Jindala Kimper. Simper. Kimper? Simper. Let's go with Simper. I like that. No, it's Kimber. Kimber. Jindala Kimber. I'm so sorry. She'll hold out her arm, very kind of weakly, and
Oh God, one of those fuckers. So we'll he'll realize that his thing is too strong. He'll try to loosen up. It doesn't work. It's like great.
right. Well, that's all I had.
Oh, are you a powerful caster, or can you just turn invisible?
What?
Oh, when you left the auction, you kind of just snapped out of there. I was kind of curious about that, actually.
Oh, scroll of teleportation.
Oh.
I firmly believe that every adventurer should have one on them. I saw the zombies fighting, and I do so apologize for leaving,
Notice
but
you pull out the scroll. That's impressive.
I'm very
Back.
quick hands.
No, yeah, of course, completely, yeah, but yeah. So you're saying with Zindar?
I am.
That's
He's been
nice.
so lovely to open up his home. I'm just staying here until I go back out. I'm looking for my father,
Oh,
Artisimber.
okay.
Yes.
I can't say I've heard of him.
Oh,
Well,
well,
never
that's a tragedy. I'll be seeing you. Goodbye.
Of course, if I ever run into him, I'll tell him that his daughter.
She turns around and leaves.
Okay, bye. So we'll look over to Zindar. By the way, while you were trashing my home, did you happen to get anything from Alba's desk?
No.
He does that dad sort of squint.
No matter how many times you ask, you're not able to divulge much more information from Zendar, and Sodarago will leave. The camera refocuses on Duvana.
So just am I on?
Yeah.
Oh yes. So to finish up, she will take her double-bladed scimitar, and whenever she sees, hears, or whatever Shago practicing with his new club, she will go and futz around with learning how to properly swing it. But she's awful at it because she can only swing it with strength. She'll just kind of hang out with Shago, and then in the evening time, she'll do her best to undo whatever damage was done to the musket. and that's it.
You spend some time with Shago. He doesn't talk that much while he's practicing. He gives Duvanith as many pointers as he can, and he does it in a way that isn't condescending, isn't patronizing. It's a genuine, he's almost excited to share it. And as you kind of sit down to fix the musket, using heated metal pokers to reset the barrel, furnish down the wood and stuff like that, the hours pass by, night dawns, and you get a message. And it rings softly in your head, and you recognize the voice instantly.
Okay.
Are you muted?
No.
1 second. I had to get outside help for
Hello!
What the fuck?
Hey, Duvanith. Stay safe. I love you. Me and your mother love you more than... I'm never gone far. I'm in the drawback of your bowl.
Oh.
He's sending from your father, Amarin Elenos.
Oh. She gets real emotional on that.
Oh.
And yeah, she'll go back out to the balcony and sit out there again and think about it, and she won't respond yet.
No, I'm gonna let this moment sit. Jabal joins you. He doesn't say anything, but he does pass you a whiskey neat.
Duvanith will not say anything and just sort of raise the glass in acknowledgement and sit.
Hi, Cole. It's 2 days ago. You're free for once in your life.
God.
What the hell are you doing today? The entire world is your oyster.
So the first thing, actually, probably that's what he's gonna do at night, but he's basically just gonna go out to Port Nyanzaru with like a little notebook in hand and like write down everything he sees that he takes interest in. Like the food stands, the plant stands, the little like if there's a stand with like the because there probably is where like there's like cages of animals like chickens and whatnot. He's gonna walk over and he's gonna like talk to him and see if he can talk to him.
Cole's presence almost seems to brighten the people around him. When he goes over, starts talking to the animals, the woman running the stall opens the cage and just passes the chicken to Cole to hold.
Suddenly he just got a chicken.
The chicken's name, by the way, is Duchess Henrietta.
And the runner of the stand is a 6'11".
Duchess Henrietta is the top of the pecking order. She is currently in the cages because she was rescued from a cockfighting ring, and her Ono's hoping that she'll go to a very good place.
Aww. Cole would get the chicken if he didn't live in a merchant, if he wasn't currently just in another merchant prince manor after leaving a merchant prince manor.
Duchess Henrietta understands.
Oh, baby. But while he has her in his arms, he's gonna like pet her and tell her that she's doing a very good job.
You have changed this chicken's life. Eventually, you'll set Duchess Henrietta back into her cage. You'll see the dye workers. You'll see them stained up to their elbows, some of them all the way up to their shoulders as they wring out cottons, silks, imported fabrics, giving them the rich, vibrant hue that Port Nyanzaru is so well known for. And you see Port Nyanzaru in a way that hasn't been seen in a while. You see the vibrancy, you see the laughter, the city in motion. You see gossip happen, slight conversations, you see incidental encounters. You hear singing, you hear bards at the corner. Life has picked up in Port Nyanzaru.
He's honestly seeing all this. He's absolutely floored. He wasn't. I think like he wouldn't be let out of a Fonz that often. So to be able to finally just see this much life after coming from that and then coming from before, seeing so much life and so much color around him, it's almost like a little bit overwhelming. But it's something that he like writes down in his notebook as he goes. Makes a couple sketches of the bards at the corner, of the chicken, of Lady Henrietta.
Duchess.
Duchess, sorry. Duchess Henrietta.
Is that
And
all you do for the
then-
day? Oh.
I would say as night begins to fall, he goes back to his room and he takes out like a little roll. I guess you could call it canvas. It's like a little roll of canvas that he's like got little things pinned on. And he takes the parchment that he just received and rips it up into little squares, and he writes notes and pins it on the canvas in certain places.
Awesome. That is not ominous. Your second day.
The second day, I would say he goes to the library. He gets a library card.
Do you have money to pay for the library card?
He has a little bit of money to pay for the library card.
Do you get the international membership? Do you get the I'm trying to remember the tiers I gave. Do you get the basics? Do you get the Commandant commander card?
He gets the Commandant commander card. Come on.
That'll be 2 gold.
Oh man, maybe he doesn't. He doesn't have 2 gold. At least not that he's willing to spend on a Commandant commander card. As awesome as it looks. So he just gets the basic.
All right, that'll be about like roughly 2 silver.
All right, that he can do, and he gets it, and he spends the day in the library, again reading like all the information he can, history of Port Nyanzaru, history of Chult, that as far as people that have been able to record it can have, and he makes notes.
That's so sweet. As you're kind of reading through the books, you'll occasionally a sharply dressed frogman will kind of weave through the bookshelves, giving Koashak it glances and nods, but he never approaches, never tries to make. It's just like a simple, you know.
Yeah, job.
odd little frogman. That's what he writes. Before he heads back, I would say he would want to. Is there like a nature park anywhere in
There's
Port
not.
Nyanzaru? Aw, dang it. He's gonna take whatever he can get, even if it's just like sitting out in the garden of Prince Joe Ball's house. Any connection he can get with nature and like just take a moment to meditate.
This is the human park inside of the gym.
You're more than able to do that. Azan has been giving Koashak worried glances, but he never approaches to make conversation. You can feel that budding sensation that he might try to ask
Adopt.
how you are within a few days.
Human interaction.
You're able to attune yourself. You feel through the plants, through the things that Jabal and Azan and Nidhi take great care of their garden. It's pretty small, but the water's pure. You can feel the grass, the soil roots deep, deep in. It's healthy. It's nice.
As the sun starts to go down, if Divanith can be found in the manor, Kojak is going to approach her and give her the poison darts that he got from the box.
It wasn't poison darts, it was vials of poison and the components to assemble a poison dart
make
trap.
poison darts. Okay. Ooh, fascinating. No, then he'll keep it. And just organize it. Because if it's a trap and just not being able to make the poison, can you make the poison darts by themselves?
It takes some work. You probably don't know how to do it or have an idea of how to do it given your background.
What check would you say that I would be able to make?
No idea.
Woo!
1 second.
If he does ever manage to make them, like just the darts themselves and not the whole trap, then he'll give them to Duvanith.
I'll get back to you on how to make the poison darts.
Alright, sick.
I think I've seen most people do like intelligence checks.
Is that your day?
Yes. Oh, you were gonna say Jason?
Can somebody send me the message, like, in text that Duvanith received?
Fish can.
I'm crafting my response.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Yeah, and in his notebook, he's just made notes about Afon's death. Oh! If the house is still open, he's gonna go say hi to the snakes.
You go back, you say hi to the snakes. You get a chorus of like roughly 100 flying snakes going, "Ay!"
Hey, Lamau!
And they swarm him.
Oh, like a bunch of little cats.
We really are.
You go to sleep for the night. And we wind back 2 days.
Woo!
Solidago. Your husband is at Camp Vengeance. Your daughter is on the seas, maybe, which is pirates.
And storms.
And storms.
And swarms.
And sailors.
And maybe monsters.
And also Elizabeth's there, and you know she's no help.
You have a lot on your plate, not to mention the whole sickness thing going on.
And also Jet just showed up at his door, and so like he's going to have to spend half the day teaching him how to speak Chulten.
You spend the first half teaching Jet Chulten. You go over the grammar, you go over the pronunciation, the vowels, consonants, the syllabics, the so on, so forth.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for the other half?
Having shooed Jet out into the real world to learn about to use his new grammar. So we'll take the notebook that Ifan wrote in and sort of just like look that over and like try to like catch up on his own on his like Chulten like literacy and like go over that.
Nice. Over the course of the day, you've never had much talent for decoding like this. But you're able to get into the nitty-gritty, identify the syllables, and expand out the words to their full potential.
Oh, that's a suffix. Okay.
And you spend the rest of the day like that. Azon will come by occasionally, delivering Solidago food and water, and he'll give his input at times.
Azon,
Mm.
do you know who these different people are? They're mentioned There are these symbols that are mentioned that seem to be abbreviations for names, right? And we saw some of them on uh, on some crates a on in Ifan's house that had different materials in them. I think they might be referring to different merchants.
Okay. Um, that would explain a lot. The uh, would explain a lot. What were inside of them?
Well, there was one that contained just non-perishable foods, some jars of yeast, a lot of corn.
Or Cholatin corn. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I assumed that would be Queote, wouldn't it? Since she was in charge of food.
Um. Well, she also handed out the food. So,
No, I'm not sure.
uh, yes, I'm not sure.
That's a shame. But oh, did you want to know what were in the other boxes?
Yes, I can help you identify them.
There was had some miscellaneous Chult themed jewelry, uh, as well as some like beauty products.
Um, Probably Zonthi. Her business is in jewelry, and I know that she's been trying to recollect some artifacts that have been sold outwards. She's also uses a lot of beauty products.
That makes sense.
No
Uh,
shame.
no shame at all. You know. Then there was also one that had some expensive silks in it that looked to be imported, as well as some pain medication from Baldur's Gate and some empty mason jars.
And wasn't Azon. Zonthi
I
would
would
never
assume you
take
were on
pain
to.
medication. Quaithe and Afon are dead, but I don't see why either of them would. They'd use natural remedies. They're very.
Could have been Jessamine?
I would think so. She has been complaining about her um, autoimmune disorder recently.
Oh. Huh. Good to
Uh,
know. Interesting. That might come in handy. Thank you.
Anything else?
Uh, not related to this, but do you happen to know what a large snake thing with like feathers is? Like,
The Coatl?
well, I mean like a big one.
Yes, the Coatl.
Uh, I
There's
thought,
Coatl and Coatl.
uh, like a divine one is like a
Chult doesn't have anything divine.
no, that's fair. Okay. Alright. Yeah, because okay, I was just curious about that, but
Of
thank you.
course. There's some vestiges of it, but not so much around Port Nyanzar, unfortunately. You probably saw it while you were traveling, right?
Yes.
Images of it?
Yeah, I had some books that were mine that like some of Liz's storybooks
Oh,
from when she was
yeah,
little.
of
You know.
course.
Uh, but yes, I was just curious. Thank you for your help,
Of course.
Andy.
Never feel ashamed to ask for it. I love helping. And he'll take his leave.
Sol will sort of continue to look over Jabal's notes, sort of adding in things as he goes along, all that sort of stuff.
Awesome. You spend your first day
People say my LP is too serious.
wreathed in the tabards of academia. How do you spend the next day?
With a headache. But he will spend the next day, he will roll up his sleeves, metaphorical sleeves. He is not wearing a shirt. And he will return to Alba's house and will look at the mess and be like, ugh, not having this shit. And he'll begin to like clean up the place, and like eventually he'll like make his way over to like where the rug is, the rug of smothering is. Sort of like look at the box. You. And then I should probably have some. Yeah, I should probably have some help. I'll leave it. But he'll just go through everything, like put things back where they belong, see if there's anything missing, like aside from like the things he knows are missing, kind of deal.
You spend the rest of your day knee deep in cleaning, setting things right, making sure the ice box is in its right place, sweeping up dust that has accumulated over the time it wasn't filled. And by the end of the day, you made some good headway into restoring the house to its former glory. The Alba's bed frame is going to have to be replaced. But you by the time that night is falling, you've cleaned up. You've made a home again.
Nice. And then Duvaneth comes over and is like, hey, want to...
Duvaneth has already spent her day.
Well, no, I mean, because Duvaneth came over to where Sol was on her day.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Hey, want to come over to Zindar with me? But so Sol spends his time alone. And just sorting shit out. And sorting shit out. And then he's going to try to, like, at the very end of the day, he's going to attempt to open up where the I can see you shaking your head, Mark. He's going to carefully open up where the rug of smothering is. Like, not open up all the way, just like enough to things like a little bit loose but can't get out.
It is you open it up and the whole thing starts shaking wildly.
Okay. He like immediately like ties it up again. Well, first before he does that, he'll be like, shh, shh. Good rug, hush. Okay. Not gonna hurt you. You don't hurt me.
Yeah, that doesn't work. The thing hates you.
Yeah. I'm sorry for locking the box, okay? You tried to smother me. I'm sorry for taking off your wall, but I mean, I wanted to check to see if there's behind you. I suppose I could have just asked you to move. I wasn't aware that you were, like, alive? This is... I'm just sort of talking animated rug right now. Huh.
Technically, it's not an animated rug, it's a rug of smothering. The sentience and sapience of it could be called into question.
Mm. Who's there?
In the morning, all of you find that Azon and Jabal, in their time, have procured you all very nice clothing, the best that they could. Vibrant dyes and complementary colors, There's hairpins and combs set aside, grooming materials for the party, and they're all invited for a brief trip to the public bathhouse and to the Temple of Sune for a makeover, which, when Asdon's describing this to you, it is compulsory. He says it's a choice. He says that you can opt out, but he looks at all of you guys, and it's mandatory. You spend the first half of that day getting ready, and you're all there as guests start to filter in, and we will do that next week. Next week's the wedding episode. That reminds me, next week, everybody here, I think it would be really snazzy, since it's a wedding episode, if we all dressed up.
You're
Do I have to wear a dress?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think my wife's will fit me.
I'm sure you can find some.
You have plenty of
You're in Las Vegas, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find some. We are, of course, joking. Don't do anything that you're not comfortable with.
But yeah,
You're
dress.
still muted.
I was gonna say, I don't know if Jason would feel like the most uncomfortable wearing a dress.
I've done more ridiculous things.
I'm okay with you. I'm joking. What Fish is saying.
I'll see how warm it is in my office.
I love you guys. Thank you for being here for today's session. It was
you guys.
kind of a draw, but it was nice to get in that character.
Woo!
Character shit.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.